Good morning. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing good. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, February 21st, 2018. This month is really close to being over. How's everybody's sales been lately? Seems like they've began to kind of began to get a little bit better as far as the amount of sales. Um, so that's always a good thing. Morning, Bridget, David, Mother's Mustache, Hank Allen Cash. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good. Um, yeah, starting to pick up again. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Um, yeah, yesterday I sold these they're the boxes of flooring. So yesterday I was kind of in a little conundrum because I didn't know how to get them shipped. So we figured that out. I had some help from Jim, and he gave me some suggestions, and Nikki, and so we got that all figured out, and so they're ready to go to FedEx, which is 25 miles down the road. I'll go take those probably this afternoon, drop them off. So, and then I had a couple more things that were going out today. So, hopefully, since we've been having some ice and stuff, I'm hoping that the roads will be okay. It should be fine. The busier roads, they get warmed up from the cars traveling, so it should be okay. I'm hoping anyway. Um, Yeah, we're supposed to possibly get snow and rain and sleet and all that other stuff. So that's something I need to put on my list. And my list is in my purse. So, um, when I think of something, I'm like, oh, I need to put that on the list. Um, I need to put some of the ice melt on there because I ran out, and I'm gonna need some of that to get on the sidewalks and everything. So, uh, yeah. So we've got some yucky weather coming up, but we're not gonna let that hinder us. I don't know what the rest of the week is. I mean, they're talking, chances of snow like through the week. Today is supposed to be no, today is supposed to be 31. Tomorrow's 32. Friday's 38. The next week is in the 40s and the 50s. So that's okay. I could deal with that. I just don't like that other stuff. No snow. I'd be the one with the picket. No snow. We won't go. I just hate that stuff. Hank says we had some turd luck yesterday. IRS letter, potentially identity theft. The bike he was selling now out of nowhere needs a new top end. Huh. That was weird. Bridget says yesterday it was 67, 59 in there, and then back in the 30s. Well, hopefully everything turns out okay with that, Hank. I mean, that sucks. Let's see. Good morning, why nots? Hope everybody's doing good. I don't know where everyone's at. Today, I believe, is Jessica's birthday, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's what I got it from I had it on my calendar, and then Jim and Tara reminded me. Yeah, hopefully it's just a random thing and nobody has stolen information. Bridget, I did a what I sold video this morning. It's kind of fun to go back over the items. Absolutely. I think so. Um yeah, I enjoy doing what I sold. And I like to do it every morning because when you do it all compiled, you know, usually the morning the mail call show is maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes usually. It doesn't take very long. But yeah, I'll go watch it here after the show. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. It's great learning. It's not great. Still learning. Not at all like that. I tell you what, mine is completely improv and I make mistakes and I get my tongue twisted and all kinds of stuff. My what sold would be a black screen. Oh, stop, Anissa. Yeah, anybody that goes live, I was scared at first. I didn't, I was nervous and I probably needed to, why not? Anissa, mine too. I need to edit my sailor mouth. But it's not that difficult. I mean, to me, because I guess probably because I know y'all are watching, so or you're gonna watch. So I think, well, it's just like, talking to your friends, and that's the way I look at it. Um, I'm just talking to my friends. But and I enjoy it. I did notice on my Facebook that the videos are not monetized anymore. So they implemented it. I don't know. They're gonna be losing lots of money. That's all I got to say about that. I think what sold just kind of gives you more of a, I don't know. I mean, when you sell it, you sold it and everything, but it's almost like it gives you kind of closure to you know, that day or that week or whatever. I like to do them by the day, and sometimes, like this weekend, I kind of messed up because I didn't do. I can't remember. Did I do? Yeah, I did a what sold a mail call, but um, why not Susan Treasures? Yeah, I have to divorce my daughter-in-law because she keeps calling me during the show. And I need my morning girl time. If I'm not a mad woman, I'll well, I'm glad that you're here. I understand, my kids, they have conformed to the whole idea of, oh, mom's got her show from 8 to 10, and usually, by 10:30 they're usually calling me. But sometimes, I don't know, it just kind of like slips their mind or something. And then sometimes they'll call and I'll have my headphones on. They're like, What's going on, Mom? Who are you talking to? Say, well, I'm still on the show. Oh, well, we didn't know. Okay. But, like I've always said, the kids, whenever they call, they call every day. One or the both of them. They'll call usually every day. And so with that, they call and I'm right there, you know. So thankfully I have a job or I'm in a place where, I can answer the phone readily and not be a big deal. Um, but yeah, I really do. I enjoy doing the videos. I enjoy, telling people what I sold. It's exciting. It kind of gives you that, just that extra boost. I mean, you get excited when that cha-ching goes off and, when things happen, but also you get excited when you have, um, that you have those sales and that you can kind of you can share it with everybody, look, this is what I sold, so I enjoy doing that. Aw, Anissa's son called her last night. Yeah, I mean, it's always I love to talk to my girls, just because I don't get to talk to them, every single day, I don't get to see them. So Thrifty Picker says, "Good morning, Valerie. Just popped in to say hey, hey. Getting ready to take Teresa for her certification exam. Say a little prayer for her. I will say a prayer. She's gonna ace it. Um, yeah. So when they do call, it's exciting. Um, my daughter Julie in California, she calls usually. She doesn't call every day. She probably calls, you know, a couple times a week or whatever, and that's fine. Um, but I get to see Atlas, and it seems like every time I talk to him or she calls, it's like he's grown like 2 foot and putting more sentences together, and he's talking more like a 3 and a 4-year-old type of thing, So, and the same with the twins and Maddie, I got to get out there. I got to get I got to get to my grandkids. They're growing up too quick. And I'm missing all that. But yeah, Maggie Doodle says my kids are texters. They text me every day. If they call, I worry there's something wrong. Yep, I understand that. Hey, there's that traveling man. Hey, Todd. Good morning. Hi, Todd. I don't know what happened. What happened? He was here and now he's gone. And there he is again. I hear
Good morning.
rappers. Good morning.
Sorry, I didn't have all my wires hooked up.
That's okay. No worries. You doing okay?
I'm tired and sore.
Aw. Well, these little trips are actually making you work out a little bit and work some of those muscles.
Morning, Bridget. Yeah, it's horrible weather yesterday, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I survived.
Did you get any freezing rain or anything or?
Yes. Uh, Oklahoma City was horrible.
Oh,
Oh, And then it rained, and it rained, and it rained, and it
Oh my
rained, and it
gosh.
rained. Of the
And it rained.
290 miles on the way home, it rained 289 miles of it.
Oh my gosh.
And you can't believe I was driving up there, and I mean it was 65 degrees when I left, right?
Right?
And I drove. How why not? I drove all the way to the Oklahoma line, and then just across the Red River border between Texas and New Mexico, I look up in the sky and there's this cloud fixing to envelop the world. It's
Oh
rolling in
wow.
and it's like, "Argh." And then the wind hit the truck, and I got one of those little things on my speedometer that tells you how good a gas mileage you're getting.
Yeah.
It went from 12 and a half, which is not bad for the F-250, down to 9.8 miles per gallon
Oh my
after a few
gosh.
miles of that wind hitting it. And then in 1 mile, just across the Oklahoma border, it went from 61 degrees to 32.
Holy moly. Wow.
1 mile apart. That's how fast the temperature was dropping during that cold front. It was just crazy. So,
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
so
But you made it
anyway,
back?
yeah, and I couldn't keep all that dadgum rain off of my stuff.
Oh no.
I put a tarp on it and everything, and it just wouldn't have any of it.
Huh.
It was I got a bunch of stuff wet, so today I'm kind of drying out and
Yeah.
oh my god.
Well,
Anyway,
I bet you were glad to get home.
yeah.
So you got, what'd you get this time? I forgot what you were going for.
I got some more packs, and I got a whole buttload of canteens and
Mm-hmm.
canteen holders. Got a bunch of belts. Got what all did I get? Oh, let's see. Got a bunch of assault carriers, kind of like a vest that you put all your bullet clips onto and stuff.
Okay.
Hang equipment off your. It's got shoulder straps and just the front, but the back is open. And then what else did I get? I got some jackets and a few parkas and a bunch more pack frames. So yeah, fun
That's good.
times.
Yeah. So those still come in those big, the big cases where they just put them in the back of your truck?
Yeah, but I made a big mistake.
Uh-oh.
I didn't realize it, but one of the lots I bought
Uh-huh.
was two of those. And then I bought
Oh.
another lot that was one, and
Oh.
only two of those fit in the back of the pickup.
Uh-oh.
So I was like, oh crap, what do I do? So about half of it, no, about a third of it, I was able to cram in the other two boxes. Okay. And then a
Right.
third of it, I put up in the passenger side of my pickup cab.
Okay.
And then all the plastic canteens just got dumped in the back of my pickup. So I'm gonna have to rinse those off, I guess. they've been pretty well rinsed. They got
I
probably
got
4 inches of rain coming home yesterday.
oh my gosh.
So fun times at Richmond High.
I tell you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I had stuff all over that truck.
well, you made it work. And it's a
Yeah.
good thing that you have, a good thing you don't have a passenger. Do you have like a crew cab or is it just a regular cab?
It's a regular cab. It's
Oh
only
wow. I
2-seater,
okay.
3-seater.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Jason says I'm arming my private militia. If it could be made out of pugs and uh, Boston Terriers, I'd be doing okay.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. The silver hair stalwarts. So, yeah, you're worried about your load you're carrying home when you
Mhm.
stop at the toll booth and hand them their money, right? And then you ask the
Right.
guy in the window, "Hey, can you look back there and see if my load's kind of okay?" And he did. He looked up there. It looks wet. I know it's wet. He said, and your tarp's kind of coming off. Yeah, I know my tarp's kind of coming off. But other than that, it's not going to like fall off and fly all over there. Oh no! You're good as far as falling
Okay.
off the truck. So on I came home.
That's good. I'm
So
glad you made it.
yeah, now I got to process all that stuff and get it out.
Yeah.
Man, oh, and when I was 12 miles from home, right? The
Mhm.
temperature went from 45 degrees to 72 degrees in about 5 miles. And the
Wow.
whole inside of my truck steamed up. I couldn't even see out for a minute. I was doing one of those deals where you reach up to the windshield to wipe a spot out to be able to see out. We hit that humid air,
Oh my gosh.
and and the temperature, you can't believe how much ice was caked on my truck. I know my truck was still kind of probably the body of it was probably still kind of cold,
Uh-huh.
but when I hit that warm, moist air, man. So it was 72 degrees when I got home last night,
Wow.
and right now it's 38. So the cold front hit us. So it was like I passed the front of the cold front going up there and coming back, but the wind was with me on the way back.
Huh.
Sorry I'm being so long-winded, but you asked.
No, you're fine. I enjoy hearing about it.
Oh man, that was a weird trip. I felt like I was in the twilight zone of weather because I saw snow, sleet, rain, humidity. The only thing I didn't see yesterday was the sun. Man, so I got a lot of wet stuff.
Huh.
The morning adventures with Todd. Yeah, it was an adventure yesterday. Had any go? Oh, and while I was there, nobody's got an excuse because I was standing there shivering outside the cab of my pickup, and this little bitty lady was there with a pickup and a trailer, and she was loading 3 pallets of stuff. And
All by herself?
yeah, she's about late 30s,
Yeah.
age
Yeah.
lady girl, and um So she was loading up stuff, and the forklift guy helped her raise her tailgate on her trailer, and she was strapping down her load. And I said, "I'm cold, but do you need any help?" She said, "Oh no, I got this."
Aw.
I was like, "You're tough." Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well,
I was like, "Dang." I mean,
yeah.
basically, all I got to do is put the tailgate down there and cram it in there, and maybe put one or two straps on. But
Yeah.
she's crawling on that iced up trailer, and like,
Huh?
her feet are gonna slip. She's gonna go crashing to the ground. But she didn't. She looked like a spider monkey crawling around on her load.
That's good.
She said, "Man, it was 65 degrees when I left Texas." "Oh, you're from Texas too?" "Yeah." "So did you get a bunch of good stuff?" "Oh yeah."
That's
So
good.
anyway,
A fellow Texan.
yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go back up there probably before they lose their contract, because I don't have any more room to put stuff here. And then,
Yeah.
but boy, this stuff's selling good. I've already sold nearly $900 net. I mean, that's after fees and shipping.
Yeah. That's
So
great.
the first trip is well paid for, and I'm into paying for the second trip, and stuff is selling good. In fact, I'm shipping 6 things today, and 5 of the 6 are the or the surplus stuff. So selling like hotcakes.
That's good.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
So
Yeah. I mean, you've got enough now, I think, to, unless you find something that's, kind of hard to pass up.
yeah,
Um, you know.
I hate that they lost their contract, because they're going to move the pickup location.
Yeah.
I think the forklift guy said California, Ohio, or Atlanta.
Mm,
I'm like, dang.
that
So I
sucks.
probably won't be able to buy any more from them or any more surplus auctions,
Yeah.
unless I get it shipped. And that, God,
It's
I
gonna
gripe
cost.
and complain, but it only cost me what, about $85 worth of gas to go up there.
Yeah.
Crazy car.
I ain't changing mine. You change yours.
I like my cha-ching.
I gotta have my cha-ching.
Yeah.
I start going into, you know, uh, withdrawals when I don't hear that cha-ching every once in a while. So,
I know
good
what you
morning,
mean
Mike.
though. If I'm like in the kitchen doing something and I hear cha-ching while the show's going, I run
Mm.
in here to my phone to see if it was mine. I go, dang! I'm just like the crazy card says there. That wasn't me.
I wish it was mine.
And then some smart aleck says, that was me.
Or it was just an offer, or it was just a bid on something. Yeah.
I don't have a cha-ching on an offer. I get just a blinky blink. You
Yeah.
got mail or whatever it is. You got a message.
Sherry said call the TV stations and ban that noise from all the TV commercials too. I don't think I've ever
Cha-ching.
heard it on the TV, but I mean, it could happen. Good morning, Miss Carla Ray. Yeah, Mike has some really good videos. Yes. Yeah, so I went over to the to YouTube this morning, and none of my videos are monetized. They did it. So
Well, I haven't looked, but yeah, knew that was going to happen.
yeah, yeah, I knew it was too. It was just they finally implemented it and they did it. So, but that's okay. Oh, still got the yawnies. Wonder
Got
if
me
I can.
curious now. I got to look at YouTube and see what my final total on uh,
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
my value was.
I don't know. I
It's,
just say whatever. I think my views. I think my subscribers um is like 713. I think. Yeah, only 300 more. Frankie's Fine says Friday I went to the thrift shop and they called me after to say they had forgotten to give me all the stuff I paid for and they were holding it for me. So yesterday I went to get the stuff plus more. That's awesome. You got a lot of stuff to get going and get listed. That was sweet that they called you. They could have just kind of blew it off, but that was good. Oh, I'm at 716. Sorry. Good morning, OJ.
yeah, it won't be long till you're requalified.
Yeah. I hope it won't be too long. I know that I'm on what is it? One of those gals that was the small YouTube something or another, and she basically she sent you this these questions, and asking you about your channel and everything, and basically she puts that in a list, and so new people that come on, they can go over and subscribe to your, or support your channel, whatever, you know, however they say, sugarcoat it to make it sound like not a subscription,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah. I mean, it'll take a little bit, but at least, that's the thing too, is at least just because there's a deadline, it doesn't mean that that's a, um, do or die type of thing. And even if it was, I'd still be here because, we don't do it for the money. If we did, we'd be broken on the street. Maybe
Oh
get
yeah.
a coffee every once in a while or something, but that's about all.
Yeah, I mean, monetarily, my only goal was to get over that $400 mark so I could get my fourth payout from them. But I don't know if that's guaranteed, because it seems like they pay out in $100 increments, right?
right, right,
But a couple of the payments were a little bit more than $100, like 102 or 104.50 or so.
right.
I hope I got enough before they shut it down. I'm at 417.80 right now, so I hope that was enough to get my fourth payout, but I don't know.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah,
And
that's
I'll
crazy.
probably spend it on stamps to mail hate mail to YouTube. So, you dirty dogs, take away my AdSense.
Mm. Yeah.
I
Just
mean,
one more
if I
thing.
cared about it, then I would start doing live streaming, and of course, nobody would watch because
We would all watch, you
no,
know that.
there's no time. There's no time. If I watched all the live streaming I would like to watch, I wouldn't do anything but watch live streaming and maybe take a nap. You know, I'm serious. You know how much is going on in the reseller world
There is a lot going
that
on.
you can watch?
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
And
Absolutely.
if I don't watch somebody else very much, it's not. I mean, I'm retired. I have some extra time, but I can't. There's no way I could watch even a third of what I would like to, or what I,
Right.
people that I count as friends or fun to watch their stuff or whatever. Especially when Steven and Steph go on and put on a 6-hour yard sale. I can't watch all of it.
Eh, I'm sure you
You
could.
know,
You could put it on,
different.
put it on and just let it, kind of play in the background.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I'll put it on the TV and just let it, kind of play and
Yeah, go with the
you know.
flow, let it roll, whatever. But oh yeah, I do that when I'm washing the dishes, which is not very often. I hate to wash dishes, but I do it. I mean, they got to be washed,
Yeah.
so I wash them. Look at my dishpan hands. Urgh.
Yeah, I like to watch. I'll turn on have Alexa put music on and you know, a lot of times that's what I'll do. I like to have some kind of noise going on in the house when I'm, working.
Yeah, I do too. If there's not a show on that I'm gonna watch,
Mhm.
I look around the house like, oh, look, there's a house here.
Yeah. Oh.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is entertaining. I love this stuff because, um, yeah, it's so much better than just sitting down and watching TV. I mean, that's TV's kind of like a total veg out.
Oh yeah.
Like when you're in the chats, you can pick around at other stuff. I'm all
I put
uh, I'm all the time filling out my bills or getting the next thing ready to take a picture. Or,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
right now, I have to get this clock thing ready to ship, so I just put a battery in it. While
Yeah.
we're sitting here talking.
Yeah. You know
Um,
what's funny is I usually put TV on. I mean, I don't have cable or anything, but I'll put something on if I want to take a nap or if I want to sleep. I'll
yeah.
have that noise going and that, that will definitely put me out. I'm
The
usually
crazy
out like
card
a
knows
light.
this. This Villeroy and Botch.
Oh, yeah.
Bosch. Anyways, a little clock goes with it.
Oh, cool.
Sits on your desk. So
That's cool.
anyway, it is. I sold that.
Bye, Maggie Doodle. Best of luck to you. Violet Lemon, good morning.
Look,
Um,
Megadoodle.
I can
I
work
hate the
faster when
thrift
something.
stores.
You hate thrift stores.
I mean, okay, it is true that I spent probably 4 hours studying the auction that I bought, and then 12 hours driving up there, loading up, and bringing it back. So what is that? 12 plus 4. That's a whole bunch of hours.
Like 48.
No, I spent 4 hours
Oh,
studying and 12
so
hours driving.
16.
So
16.
I don't know. I can't count that high. Anyway, I knew it wasn't 48.
Okay.
But okay,
I was making it
if I
sound
took
really
those
good.
same 16 hours, how much time would I have to spend driving around to different thrift stores to get the same amount of stuff that I got yesterday.
Hmm.
I got like 500 items yesterday at about $2 a piece average. So, well, no, it wasn't that. About a
I think it's more
dollar
about,
80 each.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I think it's more about the hunt. It's not so much,
Well, that's true. I love to hunt, but
I think it's more about the hunt for that home run item that, you know, potentially is out there. That thrift store worker didn't know what they had when they had it in their hands. I
quality
think
of
that's
what,
I think
Craig?
I think I think that's
Sorry.
I think that's a lot of it. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I paid up, but not per item. I don't know.
yeah.
Depends on
I
how you
mean,
look at it, I
it's
guess.
another way to get inventory. Um, and it doesn't mean, that either one is bad. I mean, it's just, if that's what you prefer, then that's cool. And, you know,
Yeah, and
I like thrift stores. I like the hunt, that hunt for that item that's going to be like, holy crap, they missed this one.
yeah,
They didn't know what they had. Those are the things that, that's what I look for.
I guess maybe our thrift stores within reach of me are just they either research it harder or whatever because nothing is within a price that you can make a profit on. I mean, I could dig in all four of the Goodwills in Waco, Texas, and maybe come out with two or three items, and that would be it. I'm I'm not kidding. Um, Everything is either overpriced or is just so much stuff to sift through that I don't want. Um, but I love the treasure hunt. I would rather treasure hunt at the garage sales and estate sales. I like those.
Right. Right.
Those are way more fun for me than a thrift store is.
Right.
Because I can go to 10 thrift stores in our area and come out with maybe three things.
Mhm.
But if I go to 10 garage sales in our area, I'll come out with a half a truckload of stuff. I mean, that's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just you like, yard sales, but also you have yard sales, more yard sales more year round than, any of the rest of the country, up north.
Right.
Um, so it's a little more, you know, doable with you.
It hadn't really started
You know,
yet.
they haven't.
Not really. Not enough to do the driving.
Yeah. Yeah, mine will probably start April, May, probably the end of April. Hi, MN Picker. Is that Minnesota Picker or Maine Picker? I don't know. Violet Lemon says, do you guys have auctions going with your buy it nows? I have a few things on auctions. Um, I used to have a whole lot of things. I was kind of changing up my model and just trying something different. And then it worked for a little bit, and then I changed back to just buy it now. But it with the auctions, you really have to. I mean, you literally have to put what you're comfortable getting for that item. That's what you need to start it at. And I know when I started doing that, it was like, nobody's gonna want this, you know, nobody's going to bid on this for this price, because they might as well just buy it. And, but that's what happens a lot of times is you put it for, $9.99 and you'll get somebody that, you'll get a bunch of watchers, and then at the very end when it's going to shut off, then that's where you get your, one bid, and it goes for $9.99. So
Look at Sally. She got her band's cap on.
Yeah, my hair's not playing nice this morning.
Yeah, well, neither is mine.
Like usual.
Yep. I got to shoot a video today of all this wet stuff I'm dragging in the house. Should be a fun video to watch. Look at the drowned silver hair hall.
How'd your drive yesterday?
Oh my God.
he was the weatherman.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Of the 290-mile drive home, it rained 280 miles of it.
Nice.
Yesterday, I drove in 72-degree weather, and I drove in 27-degree weather. So, yeah. Getting wet with silver hair.
Oh, I'm sure that will draw some views.
Hank, you're funny. Me like you. You funny girl.
Oh, I guess it probably just puts, so you do a 99-cent no reserve on junk lots. So you just put a bunch of stuff together and just kind of junk all together and then sell them like that. That's doable.
I could do a lot of junk drawer lots, but I don't even think about it. I generally just throw stuff away.
Make sure that if you are looking for Cheetos that you look for Billy Graham today.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, he died today.
Oh man, did he?
Yeah.
God, he was like
99 years old.
or something, wasn't he?
99.
99.
Yep.
Yeah, I read his book many years ago. Called. Of course, he's got several books, but the one I read was called. What's that hymn?
I couldn't tell you.
Name of the book was the name of the title of the hymn. Oh my God. Let's see. I'll think of it here in a minute. So.
What are those boxes in your living room, Val?
Those are that shipment that's going out today. Those
Oh, the flooring.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh. Owie.
No, I don't think.
Are you gonna have to take it anywhere?
Yeah, I gotta take it to Atchison.
Oh. That's not bad.
No.
The Crazy Card's back in. Hey, the Crazy Card, did you ever find a Villeroy and Botch
Bach.
Bach? It's a clock. It's got the crystal and the clock. He was showing, that was a good video he did on glass.
Yeah, it was.
Very knowledgeable.
Yep, he's a smart cookie.
I don't know if he's smart. He just knows a bunch of stuff.
Well,
Does that mean you're smart if you know a bunch of stuff?
I think so. That's what Mama used to say.
Mom always said crazy is as crazy does.
How did I know that was coming? That's
Yep,
funny.
Mr. Mike, the crazy card, he did the video on glass. He threw in some China for good measure.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I threw up a bunch of my relish yesterday at auction,
Uh-huh.
and I have three that are selling on auction, but I didn't get any like sales yesterday.
Huh.
But oh well. I mean, at least 3 are selling, you know.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good thing.
Were you able to put anything up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you put stuff up.
Yeah, and well, I had 18 drafts yesterday, and I took pictures, so
Uh-huh.
so I was 12 off my mark yesterday.
Right. Well, it's not bad. You know, there's something to that lemon, Violet Lemon, because she says I'm convinced that my watchers are other sellers, which I usually have the for the most part I have like, I don't know, maybe 90 watchers on my stuff, and lately I would say probably within the last week or so I had what was it, like 100? No, it's like 200 and something. So it went from almost 100 to 200, which is kind of
like
weird.
On all of your stuff.
On my watcher stuff, my watch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Not just on one item.
No. It's just kind of weird that it bumped up that much. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go figure.
That's one thing that I do at least once a day is I run through all of my listings and look at how many watchers I have on everything.
Yeah.
And then like the next day, I see like here lately, like usually I'll have only one watcher on, one piece of clothing, and then but yesterday I was showing like 2 and 3 watchers on just a piece of clothing. And it was pretty crazy. Hi, Jessica.
Good morning.
Happy
Good
birthday,
morning.
happy birthday, happy birthday.
Is this
I'm
Jessica's
always,
Happy
birthday?
birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
I'm always,
She an old lady.
Oh, you outlived Billy Graham.
God bless us.
Hey, you're
everyone.
ahead of the game.
yeah. So I feel so much better.
Well, that's good.
I do too. I feel a lot better than I did yesterday.
Do you?
Mm.
That's good. Yeah, they gave me a steroid shot in my butt.
Well, that's
Oh,
good.
Look,
And
marvelous.
then they gave me steroids too. And then whatever, it's like they said it's like an emergency and breathing treatment that they don't prescribe. It was like I don't know, but
Hmm.
it's supposed to be a strong one, so I feel a little bit better today.
That's good.
Yeah. Now I gotta ship some stuff.
And now
So
it's your birthday.
You don't want to see a couple of pictures of my haul?
For
Yeah,
sure.
sure, Todd.
Am I screen sharing? Let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. I ran out of room. You know, like I said, I got 3 pallets. So the last one I had to just dump a bunch of it out in the back of my pickup, like these canteens. Look at all those. They're wrapped all the way around those big old boxes. Not just down this side. They're on all 4 sides around.
Oh my gosh.
And then let's see.
I think it's funny because when you went the first time, you're like, I really like what I got, but I just don't think it's gonna become a habit. And you're already got your second load.
Well,
It's addicting when you
it's
find
just
good stuff.
you can get it's selling good, and you can get so much at a time. Like, look how wet this box got.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I had a
you can't
tarp
beat it.
over most of it, and then look how big the boxes are. They shove in the back here. Each one of those has a pallet underneath it, right?
Huh.
So I had
What's
those
that?
2, plus it was stacked up. Wait, I couldn't get my pickup under the carport with the boxes that were on top of these. And then in the cab of my pickup, it's still cram packed. I haven't even.
You're gonna have to get you a new truck. You're gonna put some wear on this one.
Oh, he don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Needs to get him a diesel.
This is probably my deathbed truck. I'll probably just.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Dig a big hole in the ground and just let me drive me into it when I'm dead, and then cover me up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They have. Isn't a circuit or whatever? Isn't that one of those machines where you can make the vinyl? Like you can.
Cricket.
Is that how it's? Is it CRICUT?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm bidding on one of those right now. It's at $20.
Oh, cool.
With some extra like cartridges, I guess. I don't know how it works, but I mean, for the price, I could get it and play with it and see. So.
Hope you have good sales too, Tracy Atkinson.
And this my what sold video would be a blank screen.
Oh, Anissa. What's going on with your stuff?
Are you listing?
Have to get you some military surplus stuff, Nissa.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not making sales, maybe you need to look at, other options as far as, where to get some inventory or what kind of inventory you're getting. and and maybe change it up. Um,
Yeah, but clothes and stuff, they just aren't. They sell, but they're just
Not quick enough.
so random and so infrequent. You just have to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clothing items to sell them regularly, I think.
yeah, you
Yeah.
have to have a good broad inventory of a bunch of
Different sizes and everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or just price them so low that
There's definitely a market there, but yeah, I mean it's
It doesn't. That's the thing
gotta mix it
with
up.
clothing also is you can't just because something is cheap doesn't mean that it's going to sell. People do not like cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So, you could put a pair of jeans at $1. It doesn't mean it's going to sell.
Right.
People say, "Oh, it's cheap. It must be junk." So that will actually turn somebody off doing that.
Yeah.
well, that's true. I do find that my more expensive clothing that I have listed sells faster
Hmm.
than the cheaper stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's gonna fly off of the shelves. That's true. It's true.
I need to get some coffee.
Here, go get you some coffee.
Oh,
Go
that's
get you
what I
some
wanted to do today.
coffee.
Coffee.
I'm gonna make David let me take his truck to go get coffee because my heater's still out. I want
You need
coffee.
to get that heater fixed.
Oh, that
Mm-hmm.
stupid thing. It won't be bad. I just need to wait till my taxes come back. It's not gonna be like too bad, I don't think. Which is
No, if
good.
it's just the heater hose and it won't blow like Jim said yesterday.
No, it's a stupid thing. Okay, so I don't even know what the technical like mechanical name for it is, but it's pretty much just like a little door, like a flap that's between like your heater hose and your vents, and it lets the flow through of warm air, and it
Mm-hmm.
busted, so it's like not working. So because it broke, it's just clicking now when it so it stops the heat. It just like it ruins the whole heat chain. I don't know how it does it, but it's not hard to get to either. Like you just have to pull out the glove box and you can get to it. So at least they don't have to pull out everything, so it'll be cheaper than it won't be too bad,
Yeah.
which is good.
Mm-hmm.
But
Uh,
I wish it would have just waited like one more month because then I would have just waited till next year.
um, yeah, Violet Lemon says, I wonder if what would happen if I put my entire store on auction.
I
Don't
know.
do
I
that.
thought about that. Why? It'd be fun. I've thought about it. I mean, you would have to sort things where you want to get them, but it'd be interesting to see.
I mean, that wouldn't be bad. I mean, if you start your auctions at near the price you want to get for it anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess the
But
vintages they put a whole bunch on auction and sold like 100 things the other day when their
I
auctions
think
ended.
Jason Bonanno does auctions all the time. And he makes
Yeah.
good money reselling, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he does. But he has a good customer base too.
Yeah, he does, and he has really nice items. Like really. I'm not saying that nobody has nice items, but he has items that are very sought after, very specific.
Right.
like tools and stuff, and that people are always looking for.
Yeah, he's kind of niched into a really good area.
But he has. Doesn't he have 2 stores?
I
So
don't know.
I think he has 2 stores, and so he has his tool stuff. I think he has his tool stuff in one store, and I think he has his other, his clothing and his shoes and all that. He has that in another. And I may be wrong, but I think that's what I remember.
Yep.
Him having.
He was saying last night that he got rid of all of his shoes.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he gave them to somebody else.
Oh, cool.
To sell.
He blew them out, huh? That's interesting that he can do that, because he had nice Nike shoes.
Yeah, he did.
And to be able to afford to just blow them out to another reseller, he must be doing.
Well,
so
I don't
much
know if
better
he
with his other stuff that he doesn't want to waste his time with that.
I don't know if he did that. Like, maybe he listed what he could and then gave the rest away or something.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of inventory I know that he was able to just give away.
Yeah.
Because he's had so much of it.
Well, with all those,
the storage units.
With the storage units, yeah. I mean, he had so much inventory. I'm sure he was just overwhelmed. And with his parts store or his tools store and all of that, he had a good thing. He was satisfied with that. So he didn't feel like he had to go out there and search for, I think it was more of just the excitement of getting that. I don't know.
What's going on?
Why?
Thrill Thrifting got their first negative feedback, and I didn't get any rest last night. The lady said that I was rude to her. If I did something wrong, I would accept the negative feedback and just move on, but it just came out of the blue. And some people are just freaking crazy too, and they don't know how to communicate online, and they think that if anybody says anything that is just a little bit too quick or a little bit to the point or something, that they think that people are just being rude. And they don't know how to, they don't really know how to take, or interpret, people talking to them online. When you take any online course, usually, like through, what is it? The one in Arizona, Phoenix. I used to do courses through
University of
through
Phoenix.
the Phoenix, yeah. And the first class that you have to take is how to communicate online with other people, to interpret tone, and just how to interpret somebody speaking back to you, and how to tell them something in a certain tone, without like, you're not going to put all caps and exclamation points unless you're expecting them to to take it as you're either excited or mad, or it's a very it's a very certain tone that people understand, but like, you have to you have to, give a certain tone when talking to people, or, and make them like perceive the correct message and not, something else.
Right.
But it's probably not your fault. It's probably how she got the message, and, how she looks at it.
Right.
It's not probably how you wrote it. Sorry, I can't talk. Okay, I'm going to get coffee.
Go get your coffee. Her package said that it was delivered. She asked for a refund and said it must have went to the neighbors, so I asked maybe she can check with the neighbor and can she wait until Monday to see if it arrives. I mean, she needs to do some work as far as, basically, as if it says that it's delivered, then, technically you don't have to do anything else.
I would
You've
call eBay and
completed
try to get that.
you've
I would try.
completed yeah. I mean, you've completed your obligation as far as what the what
And
the
they can
package
see
say.
your conversations, and they can see that you weren't rude, and they'll probably take it off, because that's an opinion too. I mean, it wasn't a factual statement of, oh, the shipping was late, or, I mean, there wasn't a good reason for a negative feedback.
Right.
They'll usually eBay will, if you did nothing, they'll side with you. They'll take it off.
But sometimes
Not
and
all.
I've had this happen before too, sometimes they'll say, well, it's their opinion, and there's nothing that we can do. So I mean, yeah, that's an option. You could do that. I would just, call eBay and say, look, I don't know what to do with this because it says that it was delivered and the customer says they didn't receive it. So, I need to know where to go with this, which they'll probably say, well, maybe they need to check and, see if it's at the neighbor's house or something, and that's fine too. Yeah, I hate the answer that it's their opinion. I don't like that either.
It doesn't hurt to try though. I mean, and it'll maybe take you 20 minutes or so on the phone, because it's not like a really deep issue. They're just going to look it over, and then I mean, you might come out ahead. I mean, it won't hurt to try.
Right. That is true.
Worst thing that they can do is tell you, well, sorry about your luck, and you're still stuck with the negative. But you got it anyway, so it wouldn't hurt to try.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Thrifty Picker. Hanging out at the library. Got my laptop so I can work and watch the show and listen while I'm working. Nice.
I got my first, and they said, and it was for the one of those packages that got delayed in the storm,
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was like, it took 10 days to get here, and she's still expecting me to pay for shipping. Well, I mean, yes, shipping's not free, because he wanted me to refund his shipping. So I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to mess with this guy. So I just replied and said, yeah, I do apologize again that it got delayed due to severe weather throughout the nation. Thank you for understanding. And that's all I said, and make sure if you reply to the negative, it's very kind. So it makes them look kind of silly for saying that you were rude when you're obviously not a rude person.
Mm. That makes sense. That does make sense. Oh my goodness. Huh. Yeah, exactly, Mother's mustache.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I just woke up.
Late night partying?
Yeah, I was up most of the night.
Oh.
I didn't go to sleep till like 12 o'clock this morning.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the thing about her overturning that, since she did get her package and all of that, I would go ahead and, I'd call eBay. It can't hurt. You might get somebody that's, um, good on removing those. So I think it's really from a representative to a representative type of thing. So I think, I don't think it would hurt to call and see if they'll remove it. Mother's Mustache says, so I buy on eBay often. Has anyone else gotten packages, went to leave feedback, and eBay asked if you received the package by a certain date?
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Yeah. And then I look at tracking and see that their shipping info never updated past the printed. Huh. Oh, she said she already called. Oh. I would call again. See if you get somebody else. That has to affect sellers if no one goes to leave feedback or they answer no.
Yeah.
You would think it
If
would.
they answer no. If they answer no, you can get a ding for that.
Right.
And then you have to call eBay and say, hey, I scanned this on, so, you got to show, you have to show that it was scanned on that day and everything. Before the cutoff time.
I also on that thing for the thrill of thrifting. The thing is if you've got a negative and they're not going to remove it, it was just a kind of a messed up situation, then I would definitely, sometimes you just have to move on. You have to accept it. It was dumb. It was, it wasn't supposed to happen that way. Miscommunication maybe, something like that. And then, sometimes you just have to move on from that. Once you sell a couple of things, that's going to go to the next page, and most people aren't going to see that. If they do see it, most people do have one or two negatives on their account. So, I don't think it's going to affect you as far as them, picking you. So, is that the dog snoring?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
No,
I don't care.
dog is cute.
I think it's
Dog
funny.
can do whatever. The dog can do whatever he wants, but don't you dare start snoring.
I know, huh?
That's actually her sniffing. She smells I got a little food here.
Oh.
She's smelling of it like, I want some.
That's right. Mother's Mustache says, by the way, I called about that package with the jacked up shipping or
Yeah.
jacked up tracking I showed after being on hold forever. I hung up, then later I thought, this is how people get away with this. Yeah. The persistence, they just put you on hold forever and hope that you'll,
Well, did it
hang
take
up
forever?
and
Did it take forever for Ainsley to get the package, or what was it?
I think yeah, it was a messed up tracking.
Oh,
Somehow.
that one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
I've got
about
a
that.
lost package right now. I mailed it on the 12th. Still shows in transit. Not good.
Yeah, she said it took a month for it to get to her. Yeah, I mean, we can't. That's the thing too, is we can't sit on the phone forever. So they just hope that we'll get frustrated, which normally happens because we got 10 million other things to do. I don't
Yeah, it took a
know.
month, but that one there was not the post office's fault.
No.
That one was totally messed up.
Yeah, this person has a little over 7,000 feedback. They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
I would stay with that, and I would definitely, see if you can't get somebody on the horn
Yeah.
to look into that, because that's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let's see.
Silence.
I was looking at these Trifari earrings. Yeah, don't look like they go for very good. These particular earrings, anyway.
And the thrill of thrifting, I'm really sorry that you got a negative feedback. I didn't hear what the story was, but I have my sister-in-law who the person can almost give her perfect service, and she will still leave negative feedback. She's just that
Really?
way.
Huh.
She has that control. I mean, I want to take that back. She used to be that way. She's not as bad now, but she used to be that way.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she is the customer and she expects everything done perfect in her mind. And I mean, you go to a restaurant or anything with her, and God, she can be a pain in the butt.
Huh.
Yeah, she's one of those people that we were talking about yesterday. I mean, I love her dearly, but she's like one of those people that we were talking about yesterday. That when they get by lower income. When they get their money back, they spend it all, and they demand perfect service for like $10 items. I mean, not that they shouldn't get good service, but they're the ones that complain about, these $10 items. Hey, this should have been right, and blah, 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 or whatever. This should have been better than this for $10, So, yeah. So that's why I say, I know it's upsetting to get a negative feedback. But really and truly, they don't hurt you. Nobody looks at those anymore. And yeah, some people are just never satisfied. You could do backflips for them and they still wouldn't be satisfied,
And that's
I didn't hear the story.
that's so sad to say.
I didn't hear the whole story about her, why they give her negative, but it's that's the way it is. Because people are just, there's a lot of people out there that are just that way.
Right.
So try to move on. I know it's upsetting. I hate that when that happens, but especially when you strive to give good customer service. You feel like you deserve good feedback, which I'm sure you do because you're a very nice person. But just can't make everybody happy.
Oh, I just got the message from YouTube.
What? That you're not.
As you probably heard, recently announced updates to the YouTube Partner Program.
There it comes.
We made these changes to address a spike in abuse on YouTube by bad actors like spammers, impersonators, and re-uploaders.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal is to ensure a healthy ecosystem. As of today, your channel, Silver Hair Stacker, will no longer have access to monetization tools associated with YPP because it doesn't meet the new threshold of 4,000 hours watch time within the past 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. If you meet the new threshold at some point, you'll be automatically reevaluated for YPP. The reviews take typically 1 to 2 weeks. So even if I do get 4,000 hours watched, it'll be another 2 weeks before they reinstate it.
Right.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yep.
I didn't make it either, bud. I worked my ass off to do it.
I just don't believe their reasoning.
Well, there is, I've been watching some YouTube channels on that. And it is a problem. I mean, there is a lot of people out there, a lot of channels out there that are copying other people's content, and there's bots out there and stuff that are creating channels, and they're all being monetized and taking away the ads from the people that really deserve them. People that are actually putting content out there. Now, my issue is that they're not going to keep your monetization when you actually have some information to relay to people, good wholesome content, but yet they're going to keep somebody like Logan Paul and his brother Jake Paul and keep giving them millions of dollars when they have nothing to contribute to the community at all, other than people watching them.
Right.
That's kind of what ticks me off. I mean, because, how many times does somebody have to screw up on YouTube and get their shit taken down before YouTube finally says, hey, that's enough. You're not going to do it anymore.
Right.
With the dead body and the dead rats and everything. Come on. Oh, we're gonna slap him on the wrist now. He ain't gonna learn.
He learns from that. That's what he learns from, that they ain't gonna do nothing. So
exactly, he learns that he's untouchable. oh, we're going to take away your monetization for a few weeks, blah, blah, blah. The kid's already made like how many millions on YouTube. Like a few weeks is going to matter to him.
Right.
That's what irritates me. I understand YouTube's thing, but that's what irritates me. Anyways, I don't care. I'll get it eventually, but I've met a lot of cool people through this. So it kind of, I mean, yeah, I'm not happy about it, but I've met a lot of cool people through this whole thing that I would have never met before.
Right.
And I watch a lot of channels that I would have never thought of watching before. And I've actually enjoyed myself, because I was getting to the point where resellers weren't making as many videos anymore, and I was running out of things to watch. I don't go and I don't watch TV and stuff all the time. I like to watch YouTube. And so I was running out of things to watch. Now I've got all kinds of things to watch.
Right. That's true.
Watched this guy and his son fishing yesterday over in the Chesapeake Bay and last night, and they were pulling out some cool fish. And I was just like, wow, that is so cool. Yeah, I was really enjoying myself. I'm sorry, Todd, that you didn't get your numbers, but when you do, you'll be able to get your monetization.
That's fine.
I didn't get mine either.
I'm not. The thing is, I thought I would be kind of. I mean, it pissed me off that they were doing it because number one, they're changing things, and like they did with you, how they you met your 10,000
Yeah.
what was it, 10,000
10,000 lifetime views.
right, so
Yeah, I
you
had my
met that,
monetization taken away from me once already,
right,
and then said you have to get 10,000 views. I did.
right, and then
And then they changed the plan again.
and then they changed it. So I don't. To tell you the truth, I mean, I'm not crushed.
No.
I feel like it's almost like a. I mean, it's kind of weird, but it's almost like I'm free,
Yeah.
like a freeing feeling. Like, well, I mean, if I'm not gonna be monetized, then I don't have to. Not that we really did anyway, but I don't have to be the censor person or I don't know. It's almost like you don't have somebody hanging over your shoulder type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pretty much say and I mean do.
I mean, we
anything you
pretty
want.
much did anyway. We just we don't talk like sailors on here, but
No.
Right.
But
Don't you
I
dare
don't
say
know.
the word ass, but boy, Logan Paul, he can do whatever the heck he wants.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we don't talk like sailors unless somebody spills our soup.
Yeah.
Well, this is true.
Right.
Only on special occasions like that.
You know what's really weird is I could have swore just a couple of weeks ago, like I was on here and I said something like that 30 or something listings had been was like unsold, and I was back to 666s.
Mm,
Wasn't that like a couple of weeks ago?
that's
Yeah.
about yeah.
I'm now up to 800 listings.
Wow.
Good job.
I know,
Very good.
but it just doesn't seem like I did that many listings in a few weeks. You know what I mean?
It seems like it was more than a couple weeks ago, but I don't know.
I don't know. It seems like a few weeks to me that it was, you know, that I'd said that.
Good.
But
You're plugging right along.
I guess so. I mean, I know I list, but that's what 100 and
Well, you gain if you list more than you sell. So
yeah.
Excuse me. Ugh. Sorry.
That's right. Yeah, that's crazy to me. But I guess I did. I mean, I'm finding I need to run my my duplicate because I found 2 duplicates this morning. And that's not kosher. You sent me a bunch of your listings to help me out. Well, thank you. Thank you, OJ. I appreciate that. Can you send me the really good ones though next time? The ones that sell?
I was gonna say he sent you all the shit ones.
I know. Thanks a lot for the numbers, but I'd really like the ones that sell.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm completely confused.
Taking some cold medicine.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Oh, you're keeping all the good ones, OJ? That's not cool.
Thought we were friends.
Mm-hmm.
You just have like 12 kids to take care of. What the hell?
Yeah, I pretty much put a bunch of items on auction yesterday, and just so I could blow them out of the water. Mostly clothing. Because
Yeah, I'm about to do like a denim auction of probably like 400 pieces of jeans.
Yeah.
Just to get them gone.
Yeah. I have a lot of clothing, and I know that you have to have a lot of clothing to, you know, to have, just like Valerie was just saying, you know, to have good selection, you know, in your store and stuff. And I have a lot of other stuff too, not just clothing. I have a lot of hard goods and belts and shoes and, you know, just everything. I have different stuff. And I just felt like I had too many clothes in my store yesterday, and so I was only about 100 and some listings away from being out of fixed listings, and here it is, the 20th, and I was like, well, shoot, I'm gonna put all these on auctions because I only use like 40 of my auctions or something. And so I'm like, I'm gonna put these on auction, and yeah, they're at a really low price. They're at like $3.99. I put them for $3.99 plus shipping. So, and most of my clothing items, I put up I put up to like 14 or 15 ounces. So I'm usually making money on my shipping. So we're looking
Did you say
at
$3.99 plus shipping?
huh?
$3.99 plus shipping?
Yeah.
I need to go shopping.
Well, get over here, girl.
I think I'm gonna start the jeans at $6.99 plus shipping.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I mean,
like Valerie was saying, you know, you can't go too low or people will not want to buy it thinking it's crap, you know?
no, for auction. I'm gonna do them on auction.
Yeah.
So people start lower. So I thought $6.99, and
Yeah.
then even if I just get to $6.99, that's like a $5 profit, or $4 or $5 profit. So we'll see how that
Nikki, did you put anything on your auction last night?
No.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to have my pictures and stuff ready for you tonight to start tonight, if that's all right. Or do you need some warning?
No, you can do that.
Huh?
No, you can do that. That'll be fine.
Okay.
You do it yourself. I don't do it.
Okay.
You post it.
Okay.
Because I want it posted by you so people know they're buying from you.
So,
Did you say
Stop.
I didn't hear anything you said, Nikki.
You want it posted by you so people know it's coming from you, not me.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be ready to do that tonight.
I can't get to my garage. There's so much snow, so I only had like 10 items that I could put up. But
Yeah.
I can just wait too. You guys can do it this week, and I'll do it next week. It don't matter.
Well, I just didn't want to step on anybody's toes if somebody else was doing it or whatever.
I know how pushy you are. Don't worry. I'm just kidding.
Shut up.
No, if I put
I'm not
anything up
that
tonight,
pushy.
then it would interfere with my auction tomorrow, and I want to go to the auction tomorrow. So no, it's fine. Go ahead.
Well,
I should have went to the auction tonight. He's usually got some cool stuff too. Oh well.
Well, I don't see. That's the thing. I don't know if I want to do it tonight or because tomorrow I have to work tomorrow at 8.
Yeah.
But can I just say that when should I end it? Do you think?
I don't know. 24 hours worked for me.
Yeah.
You can. I thought that was kind of. I don't know. I thought that was good.
I know, but do I have to be here to be like, or maybe I could start it at like 6. And so at 6 o'clock I can go in and say, okay, this is ended and
there you go.
I'll have enough time to do that at least. And then, I can send them an invoice like, well,
I didn't send invoices out till the next day.
Okay, maybe that's what I'll do then.
No, I think I sent them out the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to figure out shipping. I was trying to figure out the cheapest shipping for everybody and everything.
Right.
Because if people buy multiple items, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's an impulse sealer. Mother's mustache. I have one of those.
Yeah,
They're
nice.
amazing.
She got hers cheap too.
Mine was $25. It's a 12-inch, but it doesn't suck the air out. That's one thing that I'm having not really a trouble with. It's just another step that I have to go through. I just have to squeeze the what do you call it? I just have to squeeze the air out of it first.
It's like
And
a Sillamil, right?
yeah. Yeah. Sorry I had to go real quick. Tina called me this morning. She had to go to the doctor. She was sick.
Oh.
She'd had what do you call it? Chills all night, and she went to the doctor. Ends up she has strep throat.
Oh no.
That's
Oh.
bad. That one's so uncomfortable.
And strep throat with 3 kids. That's luckily her mother-in-law took off work and is taking care of her. So taking care of the kids, taking care of her.
Good.
So thankfully she was able to do that.
That throat is rough.
I used to get it twice a year.
Yeah, me too. They wouldn't take my tonsils out either. It's rough.
You're welcome, Mother's Mustache. I like it. I like that impulse sealer. It's a lot cheaper because I just use the bread bags, which reminds me I need to put that on my list. But yeah, it does work pretty well. Once you get the hang of it and you figure out that you need to get the air out before you seal it, it works pretty well.
But Valerie's crazy and she takes her stuff out of her bags when she ships them.
Yeah.
Well, I have gotten better about that.
Are you using them now?
I'm using the bags now.
Good. I was like, it would be so much more productive. That's
I
good
don't
though.
know. I've always been really weird about putting my stuff in tissue paper. And
Yeah.
so it took me some time to figure out.
So put tissue paper on the plastic bag.
Well, that's what I've done too. It doesn't look as good. I don't know. I feel like
This is the fight between me and Brandon.
Oh my gosh.
This right here.
What?
He likes to take it, keep it in the bag because we seal them, but like I've not used my Sillamil or whatever. I've just used tape and sealed it. He'll take it and put it right from the plastic bag, keep it in the plastic bag, and put it in the mailer or whatever. I will take it out of the plastic bag, put it in tissue paper, then put it in the mailer. So this is the fight between me and Brandon. Like I always tell him whenever he's doing it, take it out of there and put it in tissue paper. That's what we have tissue paper for. Nope, you shouldn't have got it then because that's a waste of money. And we got these bags and it should just stay in the bag.
I think that you should just leave it in the bag and put tissue paper around it.
Yes.
Or don't even worry about the tissue paper. Screw it. I mean, when they get clothes from me, it's not in a bag or tissue paper. It's folded, put in the mailer, and that's the way they get it.
Yeah.
I do that too.
I get that. I get that. But I also like to look over my item again just to make sure there's no issues with it. There's no That's just me. That's that's one of the reasons why I go through so many steps as far as like, when I steam it. It's not just to steam it, it's to look over the item when it's hanging up. Make sure that I didn't miss anything. To cut off the loose threads, and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm touching it too many times. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Mother's mustache says I do not like tissue paper. to
Okay,
me,
I've never
to me,
even
it's
thought of
almost
that.
like It's to me, it's like they have a package, like a present to open when they're getting it,
Yeah.
and that I like that.
That's
So,
what it is to me too. Like they're getting a present.
yeah.
What do you do for hard goods? Do you wrap that in tissue paper too?
Depends on what it is.
What if you were
Yeah.
selling tractor parts? Would you put that in tissue paper?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Here's your John Deere tractor part with
No.
tissue paper.
Well,
you
I
better
don't
get
know.
John
I mean,
Deere
it
tissue
it
paper.
depends on what it is. If it's a bolt and screw, or a bolt and a washer or whatever, yeah, I'm not gonna wrap that up in in tissue paper. But because we're doing clothing, that for me, that's just kind of
I've never had a bad mark or a complaint about the way I've shipped things.
Right.
right. And neither have I.
I never have either. Not even before I started using tissue paper.
I don't know. It's just a thing. I think it's just more for presentation than anything else, and maybe that's going too far or whatever. But
If you bought a shirt and you didn't get it in tissue paper, would you be pissed?
no,
I think it's probably just more for her own.
it's for my thing. I mean, if I got a shirt, and there's plenty of times where I've ordered something and I didn't get tissue paper, but if I would have, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool.
I only use it for Poshmark, but I mean, I see where you're coming from. Now, I also won't waste my money on it.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just giving you crap.
I know. Now, and to tell you the truth, because I ordered some tissue paper when I usually order tissue paper with my little coupon or whatever from eBay.
Yeah.
Well, I opened this last package that I had, and it was red, and I don't like to use that because it's red, and I'm afraid that if it gets wet, that the color's going to transfer onto the clothing.
Oh.
So,
and that's where the plastic bags come in.
That's true. And so I've been utilizing that. That's where the plastic bags come in. So I'll wrap and it looks dumb. And I don't like it. I do not like it. I think it looks tacky.
I
And, I don't like it. So I ordered some more tissue paper. Yeah, I ordered some white because, that's
I have some little. They have different kinds of them that aren't eBay that are really cute. Like I have some.
Shirley Plummer.
I have some Kate Spade tissue paper. It's really cute.
Shirley Plummer said Nikki Green tissue. Shirley Plummer says Nikki Green tissue paper for John Deere. That was funny.
Valerie, maybe you need.
That's what
maybe you need bigger bags. I don't need any bigger bags. I don't know.
Brandon bought me these extra large bags
some people
yesterday.
like red too. Some people like red too,
He bought me extra large. I usually get the ones that are like this big.
Right.
Get the extra
Valerie. Red
Yes.
tissue paper matters too.
What?
red tissue paper matters too.
Yeah.
Should we wrap
Oh
it?
my
No.
God.
See, can't wrap it in tissue paper and then put the bag over it because that, to me, that's, I don't know. I like to be able to see it through the bag. I like to be able to see it through the bag before I ship it.
Wrap the bag with tissue paper.
Have you guys ever heard of that?
So-
There's this thing that they call like OCD. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah,
I'm just wondering.
Nope.
I don't have OCD.
yeah. You apparently
First
do
step is
a
to
little
buy
bit. You might have a little touch of it there, Valerie. Just
No,
a
no,
little.
no, 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 no. No, it's I don't know. It's just the I
Just
don't
a
know.
preference. Yeah, I'm just giving you shit.
So how many people in the chat? How
Oh my
many people in the chat? If I sent you a shirt and I didn't put tissue paper around it, would you care?
I do think it's cute. I will give her that much. I think
Well,
it's
yeah,
cute.
I'm not saying it's not nice. That's fine,
Yeah.
but put the tissue paper around the plastic bag. Who cares? I think people think it's a nice touch. See, the plastic bag, I think that is a very nice touch.
Valerie, do you tape the tissue paper onto it?
No.
No? Okay. I mean, neither do I, and that's what Brandon
So it
usually
comes
does.
out of the tissue paper anyways.
Okay, so here's an idea. So what if you put it in the plastic bag and then you took your tissue paper and you wrapped it up with your tissue paper and then took this little, like, they have like that really thin brown twine and just tie it up over
That's too
the.
much.
Yeah,
What?
that's too many steps.
Well, but if you're gonna do all the steps anyway, you might as well make it. I mean,
Yeah,
you already
I ain't all about that, but
I don't know. If you already had the string pre-cut, then it wouldn't take but a second to tie it.
I know.
Now what I could do, because I have these eBay stickers,
Right. You could use those. Yeah.
could use those
Them on there.
but I don't usually. I don't usually like fasten the tissue paper onto the item or whatever.
Mhm.
I usually, because if I'm gonna do that, I might as well use just freaking tape.
Right.
I rather this be on the outside of the bag, because what I do with these is I'll go through with a permanent marker and I write thank you on them with the exclamation mark, and then I put them on the outside of the bag so they can see it, and it's like a thank you note ahead of time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
to me, that's just what I do.
Yeah.
I just write on all of them. Thank you.
Violet
Thank you.
Lemon says it made her feel like her money was well spent. I don't know. To me, I don't care. If somebody sends me something without tissue paper, I could care less. As long as the item is the way it was described, and there's nothing wrong with the item, I could care less what they do. Whether there's a thank you note in there or anything, I don't care.
Yeah, but then you get those people that are more picky, and they might. I mean, I've never had anybody complain about it for sure, but like, I can see where it adds a little extra touch. Because usually when I get my Poshmark stuff, like my packages from Poshmark, and they're all cutely wrapped, it's kind of cute. It's like, oh, this is cute. I don't know. So I can kind of see
It
it.
depends on what it is. If you're
Yeah.
selling a cutesy piece of costume jewelry, yeah, tissue paper would be nice. But if I'm mailing a backpack, nah, I ain't gonna wrap that sucker in tissue paper.
Jessica,
and
what's that stuff?
I'm not going to do that either.
What's
If I'm selling a tissue or a backpack or something like that. But clothing, yes, I think it looks good and I think it keeps the item together, you know. I don't double bag my stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree, Violet Lemon. If somebody sends me something that's wrapped nice or whatever, has a nice tag on it and stuff like that, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I guess it would kind of make you feel good about it or whatever, but I wouldn't think any less of somebody if they sent that in a plastic bag,
No.
like wrapped in tissue paper or whatever. I mean,
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
That's funny, Mike.
How much is a padded flat right now? I forget.
$6.90.
Is it $6.90? Okay.
Hey, what's that stuff over there, Jessica?
What stuff?
That stuff right behind your shoulder. Yeah.
That's all my Walmart retail arbitrage toys.
Oh.
Why?
Okay. Okay.
Why?
So you know, Valerie,
Just
the
looking.
shirt you sent me wasn't wrapped in tissue paper. There was tissue paper in there, but they weren't wrapped in tissue paper. So they must have slid out of the wrapping.
Yeah, I
The
put
tissue
all like
paper was
my
in the box, but they weren't
I
wrapped
put
in
all
the
the dolls and stuff up there on the counter to save
That's
space.
that's
So
right,
I
Alana.
if you're
Hey,
selling,
if it
I
would
was
make
still
me have
okay
more
with it.
sales, I'd wrap every dang thing in tissue paper. Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. And I
if you're
figure, you know,
selling,
this red
That's
tissue
true.
paper. Sorry, Todd, I keep cutting you off. But if I this red tissue paper, I can use that for dunnage or, you know, stuff like that. So I mean, it's not like it's going to go to waste. It's going to get used. It's just not, you
Right.
know, not for that reason. So
Do you think it does that? Do you think it transfers onto the item if it gets wet?
if it gets wet, yeah, that color will transfer to the item
Oh man.
How
potentially.
does it get wet
I
though?
would
I don't know.
I would test it. Get a like old crappy towel or white T-shirt or something,
Oh,
and see what happens.
I think I will.
I
Because
bought nice thank you things for the packages that everybody bought for me on auction,
okay. Here's your
and
shirt. Here's the tissue paper.
all the thank you cards are still sitting here because I forgot to put them in. So
Oh, are you experimenting live? I like live experiments. Yeah, but usually red does transfer. There's not a lot that I've seen.
I guess it's not bad. I mean, it leaves the remnants of the tissue paper,
but not
but the
the.
color doesn't look like a color transfers to that.
that's a relief.
So that's good.
I just sent on the day that it was raining, I sent a pair of white jeans
Mm-hmm.
and I put tissue paper in with it. The white one with the red eBay marks on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I put that around it, and then you said that, and I'm like, I
Yeah,
hope it
it
didn't
looks
get
like no. And you know the chances are that something is going to get wet, you know, in a poly mailer. That's pretty rare.
yeah.
Unless it's like, you know, in a box and somebody pours, you know, a gallon of water on it, you know, but I really don't. I mean, I see like maybe you know, just the remnants of. I really don't see any color like transferred onto it.
That's good.
Maybe, well, no, not really.
Hank, you should put.
So it should be fine, but I don't know. I still will, even though it doesn't do that, even though I proved it wrong, but I still won't do it.
what if the tissue paper clashes with your item? Then what?
Oh,
Oh, Nikki.
you
What
need
am
to
I
buy
gonna
more
do?
colors. It looks like she needs to get in the tissue paper
And
business.
I will tell you, when I first started this, I did. I bought a range of colors of tissue paper,
You had
and
the
I
whole.
would match. I would match if it was red pants, I would put red with it. If it was black, I would put black tissue paper. I did that.
Yeah, you're definitely not OCD at all.
I'm
No, not
not.
at all.
I am not. I'm not.
I don't do that.
I'm teasing.
I don't go to all that.
I know, and I stopped doing that. It was too expensive to do that. But
Yeah.
I feel like with the tissue paper and with the coupon, I can just include that into my thing. So that's what I do.
The coupon.
Shipping coupon.
Oh, yeah. I was like, coupon? What coupon? You give a coupon?
I get a coupon every 3 months.
No, I thought you gave a coupon.
Oh, no.
I'll be right back.
And I'm not knocking you, Valerie. I think
I know.
it would look very nice, but I'm just saying, I would just wrap the tissue paper on the plastic bag instead of go
Yeah.
through all them steps.
Yeah.
To me, good customer service is packing it right so it doesn't break and getting it to the customer the way they bought it. That's good customer service to me, and getting it there fast.
I'm
So do
sorry.
tissue paper sellers wrap their packages in tissue paper?
Probably. If I
No.
had to guess, then I'd say
No.
you don't know, Valerie. Maybe they do. Well, I guess you probably do know since you bought a shit ton of it. I take that back.
Oh my gosh.
We just gotta give you crap, Valerie.
I know. It's okay.
No, I do think it looks nice. I do. It's a nice touch.
So, but I mean, and some of you guys have a point, if you're sending out 10, 15, 20 packages a day, that's an extra step that and I don't know, maybe that step would get you know, uh taken off because, if I couldn't, I don't imagine that it would, because I would just give myself more time to package things,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But that's how I roll.
And
Well,
everybody does it different.
How do you feel when you get clothing without tissue paper?
I don't feel like I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I don't feel like, well, I don't like it because it's not. But I know how it feels when I do. I notice the packaging, I notice the outside, I notice, you could tell whether something's just been kind of rolled up and stuffed in a bag and, a label's been slapped on there. You could tell that they haven't taken the time to, it's like a rush job, and I mean, it's like, well, they didn't put nothing into that. They didn't I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to, but I know what it feels like when I get a package, a
It's
piece
like
of
you really
clothing,
don't think.
and
I
it's
don't really think about it.
wrapped up. I mean,
Hey,
they pay for that shipping, and the shipping goes along with the packaging and the presentation,
Mhm.
and I just feel like when I'm sending something out, I want it to be the best that it can be. It's
Well,
not going to be new, but I want it to be the best that it can be, and I want it to look good. I want them to take get the package, they see the label, it's not just slammed on there, and they open that package and they get this item, and that's not the end of it. It's like they still have to, unwrap I want them to go through that. I want them to experience that. I want them to see that I take pride in the package and the presentation. That's what it is. Yeah, and some people wouldn't even, there's some people that wouldn't even like bat an eye at that. They get the package, they rip it open, they take the tissue and they say, damn, that's just another thing that I have to put in the trash, or
That'd be me.
whatever. But whatever. I mean, I know that when it leaves here, it's in, it's in I put my work into it.
Yeah, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that.
So,
But I'll have you know, every package I pack, I put love into it.
right. Right.
If
Because
I
you
do
put
something,
your bubble wrap around it. You make sure that
Yeah.
it's going to make it, from one place to another. So you do put your love into it. You do make it presentable. You make sure that it's going to get where it's going to get in one piece. So
Yeah.
that's
But
still putting your love in it. It's just not with tissue paper.
Thank God Mike Warren doesn't care what packaging looks like, because that package I sent him with that damn picture in it, and he was tickled pink that he got his picture, and it got there safe. But let me tell you, that Frankenbox looked terrible.
I feel like overall as a buyer, if you get the package and it's what you expected and it's in good condition, then you're content. Now,
Yeah.
if you have an extra flair, then it makes you feel even better about opening the package. But I don't think that it makes a difference of the item. I think you're still content when you open your package, even if it's thrown in there and it's still nice. It's still what you expected.
Right.
But if you add extra things, it's fun for the eye. It's appealing. It's just
Right.
Yeah.
pleasing for your brain, I guess.
Right.
But it doesn't
I
mean
guess
it's better necessarily.
it's a good thing I sell. It's a good thing I sell man stuff and not clothing.
Yeah, you do sell a lot of man stuff, so.
I wonder, Hank, if you could. She's really upset about, this late. Let's see. He told me that it was very hard to get fired. You show up on time. She's just really upset about these late packages. I don't know what I can say to make that better for you. Hey. Hey, Roscoe. Hang on. I'm not going to go take care of some. I'm going to go do some dog parenting.
So how was your trip yesterday, Todd?
Oh my God, you weren't here when I was talking about it.
No.
I drove in 15 different weather zones yesterday.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. And I was trying to get loaded and putting my straps on my load, and sleet was hitting me in the face, and
Oh boy.
oh God, what a
Picked
long
bad
day.
to go.
And out of the 290-mile drive home, it rained 289 miles.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. So a bunch of my stuff got a little wet. It's a good thing it's military equipment and can get wet and go ahead and dry back out, no harm done. But I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess you gotta check the weather next time.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. You have to, if you don't schedule your pickup days in advance, then you don't get the time that you need a lot of times, because they got them in slots and people just pick a slot and once all the slots are gone, then you can't pick up on that day or get
Sure.
the time you want. So
I feel bad for you that you had to drive in all that rain, Todd.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't.
it was.
I really feel for you. But it's actually nice up here now, so I can't complain. But yes, it makes me think of the times I drive through snowstorms and that. But rain is much worse.
Yeah.
It was so weird when I hit that cold front just over the Oklahoma line. The temperature dropped like 25 degrees in
Oh,
1
wow.
mile of driving.
So it
Wow.
went from
How
80
cold
to
was it?
80 to 60 or
Well, Oklahoma City with the sleet coming down was 27 degrees.
oh,
Frigid.
Well, it might get up to 20 here today. We got a lot of sunshine.
No,
And
I
then-
think it's like
When I drove it back home yesterday evening, it was 72 here.
oh,
And then the cold front hit us, so it rained here all night long.
oh.
Anyway,
So how'd you do? What'd you buy? More rucksack stuff?
I got a few more packs, but I got a buttload of canteens and a bunch of pack frames and belts. Let's see, what else did I get? Got some tactical load carriers, which are kind of like vests. What else did I get? Let's see. I gotta sort through all this wet stuff today. Where'd I put that sheet?
A couple people were asking where you were in my show last night. They said that you was traveling
Yeah,
and Pickin was looking to bug you.
I got some M4 magazine pouches.
Cool.
I got 9 pocket explosive pouches. I hope they took the explosives out.
Ooh, no, that'd be way more fun to have the explosives with it.
Hey, you got 4th of July coming up.
I got 19 more sleeping mats.
Loading targets where they set up, and then when you shoot it, it explodes. But
They're dumb.
he thinks they're dumb. I think it'd be cool. Me and Brandon want them, but Jim's like, yeah, those are
If I'm
dumb.
gonna blow something up, I'll blow it up. I can pretend to blow it up.
I got a few jackets and parkas. Bunch of jackets. Got like 25 jackets. Yeah.
You are going to be like the government liquidation pro here.
Oh,
Well, I just wanted to get a bunch before they lost their contract and went somewhere else that I
Went
couldn't
far
drive
away.
to pick up. And then, yeah, this stuff is selling good. Like 10 of my last 15 items has been this surplus stuff
Cool.
that I've sold. So,
I don't blame you, Todd. I'd buy it if I had it accessible to me. It's good. Maybe you found your niche.
Oh,
Nah.
not the niche. Not the niche. Is it niche? Is it niche? Which drives me.
Niche.
There used to be somebody that always say niche, and I'd be just like, ugh.
it's nice to have a niche.
I have an ish.
Well, then you better go to Dr. Valerie.
Have
I'm a
crazy-
Nikki.
Better
Nikki.
go to doctor.
I call mine a Nikki.
What the hell?
What happened to Hank? What's going on with Hank?
Oh, she had some a package that they didn't scan
She had several,
until
wasn't
she
it?
had several of them.
Yeah.
I have a splitting headache. I'm having a hard time reading the chat, so I'm not going to. Sorry.
I think if I had that problem, I think I would
Oh wow.
have them pick it up at my house and I would watch them scan it in. But I don't usually have that problem. My mailman comes right to my door. He picks the packages up out of the bin and he scans them right then.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I know that
I don't have any problems when I go to Duluth or Superior Coast office, but if I go to here, yeah, they're a pain in the ass.
well, they might not have to scan them in on a postal
That is
on a
not
carrier
right.
pickup.
They have
But
to. It is their job. They have to. It is their rule. They have to scan it as soon as they touch that package. Any postal employee has to. I was told that right from the postmaster. If they're not doing it, they are in trouble. They can be in trouble. There's so many.
I think I'd be getting them in trouble.
Yeah, I'd be calling on them. Bullshit. That is their job.
They're telling them that they're telling her that they don't have to scan them.
But it's a courtesy.
So that it's a courtesy. Yeah. So there's you need to call.
It's not a courtesy. They have to scan it. It's part of their freaking service.
Right.
How in the hell does tracking happen?
Yeah.
That one.
You know? Oh, get on them, Hank boy. You go above their head. You go all the way to the goddamn whatever he's called at the top. I don't care. You start calling and getting them in trouble.
Postmaster. Yep.
Yeah, she said it's been like 10 and another one this morning. So she called eBay and had some taken off. But then there was another one that was added this morning that showed up late. So yeah, I would do the same thing. I would say, go to the top.
Yep.
If they can't help you, there's always somebody higher.
There is.
So just keep asking for the next one, in command and go to the top with it.
Mm-hmm.
So when she drops them off at the counter or whatever, they're not scanning them for a while? Because usually when they teach them off the counter or take them off the counter, I mean, usually they hit them right. I don't take mine to the counter. It's been a long time, but usually they hit them pretty quick. Now, I don't wait for mine to get scanned. I take them in the back of their carts, and then I put them in their cart. But, I mean, they scan mine pretty fast at my post office because I've looked at it, when they get scanned.
Yeah, they do have to scan. Every post office has to scan. How does tracking happen? We pay for that tracking. My little podunk Poplar post office, we have 1,500 people in this town? I don't even think even that. And they tried telling me that, we just scan this at the end of the day. Well, she's like, well, one of you eBay sellers called our postmaster, so now we have to scan as soon as you bring them in. Oh, well, good. You're doing your job now.
That's right.
I used to go around and around with them. I used to tell them, can you scan my packages before I leave? No, we're going to do it at the end of the day. We don't scan them right away. Can you just scan them? No, they wouldn't. They would not scan them. They're like, no, we don't scan them until the end of the day. Well, now they scan them as soon as they come in. No, that is their job. And it has to be scanned because, like I said, how does tracking work?
Right.
Without them scanned.
And I would say if you're having, yes, you can, talk to the postmaster. I mean, it just depends on, if they're willing, if they're willing to lift a finger, to get this done. But I will tell you, if you've got another, you know, I don't want to say let them scare you off or whatever, but sometimes if you've got another post office that you can go to, maybe that's, you know, if it's, you know, closer or whatever, maybe that's where you need to start going. That's what I did.
Or if you are talking to the postmaster and they are trying to tell you that their postal, you know, servicers or workers or whatever are doing the right way, you need to tell them, well, maybe I need to go use UPS, USPS, or UPS or FedEx instead, and you guys will lose my business completely. Yeah. Threaten them. Because you know what? There's a lot of post offices that have closed down. Even Nikki has said that hers almost closed down. Because they just didn't have. Yeah, they don't have the business that they need. Well, this is the reason why. Because you know that they don't give a fuck. They you know they just want to do things how they want to do it. Well, they're not going to have much business, you know. They're not going to have as much business as they did before, because I mean you can't do that. You can't have your stuff not scanned.
Call above the postmaster.
Yeah.
Shoot, give me the number and I'll call for you and act like I'm you. Oh, I'd be happy to. I don't, you know, I don't have that problem here, and I'm so super glad, but I would totally stick up for you.
I go to the Duluth or Superior post office every time. I don't even mess around with Poplar unless for some reason it's something that's got to be sent out absolutely today and I didn't make it to the town. But yeah, other than that, no, I don't even mess around with this post office.
Shoot, maybe we should all call Hank's post office and act like we're eBayers that live in that area and we're not getting our stuff scanned.
Yeah.
Maybe then we'll get the message.
It's bullshit, because I mean eBay is keeping freaking USPS alive. I have to believe.
Heck yeah.
Or at least keeping them afloat, because not that many people ship stuff out anymore. Not USPS, you know.
No.
I mean they.
Yeah. That's bullshit. Seriously. I mean, I will call for you. I will call and pretend I live in your area and
give us your zip code. We'll both call.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason for that crap. Yeah, they still get paid, but not for very much longer, because if they don't get the businesses they need, they're gonna have to start laying off people.
Yeah.
Just to keep the office open, and then they'll end up shutting it down at other times. Like mine doesn't stay open. Mine stays open till noon on Saturday. They're open from like 10 to noon, only 2 hours. Yeah. And then on the weekdays they're open till 5. But you know, if they didn't have the business that they have, then they wouldn't stay open that long.
Right.
I think mine's 9 to 4 on the weekdays. Which I always said if you worked a regular job, you'd have a hard time going in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, our Maple one, which is the next town past Poplar, theirs is open from 8 a.m. till noon, I think. And then then the person comes over here to our Poplar post office, and that's open from I think 1 to 5.
I'll just measure them, and some of them are steel, and some of them have copper wire. Is that like a lead?
I mean, some of them are steel.
What is it called when you have to? What is it called whenever you have a new card and you need to put your new card information in or whatever to get it going?
Activate.
Okay, so maybe that's what it is. PayPal.
Yeah, I
activate.
get a precise measurement as you can, for width and height of this.
Okay.
Because I gotta know if it's gonna fit.
I took the sticker off of my card
You had one.
and didn't think.
Because yeah,
I got my one with the chip.
Oh. Legit
I
now.
love
It, yeah. I don't really like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like the
Oh.
chip.
Oh, you don't like the chip? Yeah, I got the
Uh-uh.
chip.
I can't believe how long it took you guys to get the chip. I've had my chip forever.
Mabel's just nuts.
Well, it was whenever my card expired. So my other old card expired in the fall or whatever, and that's when they updated me to the chip card. So it just depended on when your card expired.
Yeah.
No card.
I did cancel mine and then switched it over.
To the
Mine
chip?
was like a year. Mine's still a year to go, and I got the chip card.
Oh yeah.
But it's
It was when my card was
we're in
expired.
2 or 3 months of each other. Yeah, it was actually you had yours for a couple months before I got mine. But they just sent me a notice. We're canceling your other card.
Yeah, mine expires like a couple of months from now, so that's why they sent me mine.
Michelle M said, side note, Sally, as soon as I saw you, I thought of Ash Ketchum, the boy from Pokemon with your hat. Cutest way, of course. I gotta put it in the chat.
That's funny.
I looked up and read that. I hurt my head so bad. I'm not gonna read that anymore.
I didn't have my wides. Well, what are you gonna do, right? All right, I'll be back.
My thing about the post office is why are they
Said I can't hear you. Bye.
It's not like you're asking them to punch in every single freaking number.
Yeah, right. All they have to do is go, doot.
Bloop. Yeah, and they get paid good money.
Yeah.
5, 26, 27.
Yeah,
It's not like they're paid minimum wage.
29.
And even if they were paid minimum wage, they're scanning something. They're not typing it. They're just bloop, bloop,
right.
bloop. I mean,
59, 60.
sometimes mine get a little aggravated. If their scanner's not working right, then they're like, oh, dang it. And they'll be hitting it on their hand or whatever. And they'll give me crap. They'll be like, you pain in the butt. Now I got to sit and fiddle with this stupid thing, But they, it's all in good fun,
Yeah, I hate hearing, how people are having problems, Even I would hate to have to go to the post office every day. I'm sorry. I mean, I know that, some places where people live, they don't have a place where they can, where they live that is safe for their packages on their porch or whatever to, be picked up. I understand that. Yeah. But to have to go to the post office every day because you can't trust your postal worker to do what they're supposed to do, that's bullshit. I don't agree with that. I think that I would complain and complain and complain and complain until somebody lost their job. And not only that, I would get with your neighbors and see if they have problems as well. And get them in on it, because that's a bunch of BS. If I don't do my job at work, I get fired, or I lose hours until I get fired. I mean, why wouldn't it be the same way there?
Morning, Dwayne. Kids Deals and More says, here I go reading the chat again. Oh, we live in a big city and they just can't too much mail and not enough employees. Bullshit.
Mm-mm.
It takes nothing to scan a package in.
It's bullshit. They
Like
gotta have.
this is
They're
the
giving you a bunch of
process of
bullshit.
when my postal worker gets out of his vehicle, walks to my porch, and my packages are on my porch. All right, I don't even have to be out there. So, but I've watched him through the window a couple of times, you know, just to make sure. He comes up to my porch. He gets one package out, beep. Gets the second package out, beep, and then he takes them to his vehicle.
Yeah, they have a
How
union.
hard is that?
You know, I used to work for FedEx Freight, and if we did the road run, which was in the middle of the night, I didn't do it that often, but I had to do it still sometimes. And we'd go down to the main hub in the Twin Cities, and every single package, pallet, anything that came off of those trailers, and I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of trailers, thousands and thousands of packages and pallets and stuff. Absolutely everything had to be scanned.
Yeah. If it wasn't
And
scanned,
it
they
has to be.
would track that package back to where it came from,
Yeah.
and they were going to find out who did not do their job.
Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
They have
And
to do that.
that's the reasoning for doing that.
Right.
That's
That's part of your job.
I don't get it.
Bottom line.
I don't get it either.
Here, I mean, it's a small town. I have a small post office. Their daytime hours are like, weekdays is like 9:30 to 2. And then the weekends is like they're only open for like I think it's 10:30 to 11:30. They're only open for an hour. But I used to go there, and there was a lady, it's actually my neighbor, and she would every package that I had, she would say, "Oh, there's not enough tape on it," and she'd send it back. Or this package, this box has a funny smell to it. And it would be a brand new box. There would be no reason why it would have a smell. And she'd kick it back. And I just got to the point where I stopped taking stuff to her. I drove, 5 miles up the road and took it to the other post office. And they said, you live in Everest, so why don't you go to the Everest? I said, the lady, Joyce, she doesn't, I don't know. She doesn't, she complains. She doesn't like to do the work, and she she had some hip problems or something. So every time somebody would come in, you could tell she was like, upset that, people were coming in. And
Yeah.
Wait, okay, I got it. Okay, I don't want to interrupt, but she would complain if the package smelled funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
like you're shipping
yeah.
some kind of illegal chemical or something. I mean,
Yeah, she literally, I took the package up. She brought it back to me when she left the post office. She brought it back to me and says, "You need to do something with this package because it stinks." I'm like, she goes, "It
okay.
smells like mildew." I'm like, okay.
Yeah, even if it did, I mean, honestly, what the frick does she care?
Yeah,
It's going through postal service. You know what I mean?
Right. And she said, this is what she said, that if she was afraid that if it went any further, that they would kick it back and it would come back to me. So she made it sound like she was doing me a favor.
Yeah, right.
Sounds like
I just stopped messing with her. So anyway, I went to the post office 5 miles up the road. They said, "Why are you coming here?" I told them, about this lady. Well, about probably 2 weeks later, this lady that was working in town got transferred to the one up 5 miles up the road.
Mm-hmm.
She got transferred to that post office. So somebody else was running this one, and now I can go to this one. I have a great mailman that comes to my house every day, scans my packages. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
It's
actually,
all the people.
yeah, they actually, and it's probably better for the whole town that she doesn't work in town anymore.
Hmm.
Because I'm sure I was not the only one that she was, you know.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, it was just it was really bad. And I think they, you know, I think they realized that, you know, I know that there's other people in this small town that do eBay also. And
Yeah.
so, you know, I think they know how
Does it need a total
needed
link?
we are
Or
to,
Yeah.
the carbon?
you know,
Okay.
The brush
We
itself.
I mean, they could potentially close the whole thing down.
Yeah.
So
I gave my thumbs up, by the way.
thanks. But they
Well,
do
let me
get
go do that.
scanned when they get stored at the. It's just not the main post office is doing the individual scans anymore. I don't know. I think that's wrong.
I think that's fishy.
Bullshit.
Because, okay, so say that my carrier did not scan my stuff in when he picked it up in my house. So if it goes from here to the post office, back to the post office, and then are they? How do they know? How do they know that it's not scanned in or scanned in?
Yeah.
You know, so if it's not scanned in at the house, why would they scan? I mean, they should have to scan it in at the house, because
Right.
if, as soon as, like Nikki said, as soon as they touch it, it's in their
Possession.
responsibility. It's under their responsibility.
Yep.
It's not my responsibility anymore. It's theirs. So, yeah, I tell you, something's up with that.
Mhm.
And I think I'd be going all the way to the top, even if I had to stay on the phone all damn day. You know, I think I'd be going all the way to the top. Call other surrounding post offices and see how they do it, and you know, talk to other postmasters. And maybe this postmaster that you have, Hank, maybe this postmaster is funky and he needs a tune-up.
Yep.
Maybe
That's what it
so.
sounds like to me. You too, Summer. I mean, you know, find out from.
Time to rattle some cages. Somebody's getting too
Yeah.
comfortable with their job,
Yep.
and they're not doing what they're supposed to. So, you know, somebody needs to rattle some cages. Light a fire.
And they get paid plenty, so there's no reason why they shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
I've heard other resellers say that they won't scan them if they don't bring in a scan sheet too.
I've never used a scan sheet.
Me neither.
Like I said, I take mine into the post office. My post office is pretty good. We usually take them in. We pick up our kid around 3. We go to the back door. We get one of their carts. We load up the cart, roll it in, put it next to the desk, and leave. I never watch them scan my packages or anything. Now, say I just looked. When I look at my tracking, they'll get scanned into that post office, and then they'll leave within an hour because I drop them off at 3, and I think their pickup to go to the sort facility is like 4 or 4:30 or whatever.
My post office loves that I bring mine in because they're all prepaid.
Right.
Yeah. And my post office started having me come to the back door because I was filling up the counter too much.
Yeah.
But it just works out because I feel bad. Like our rural mail lady, I mean, if I got like 30 packages, I mean, she'd be, 20 minutes scanning them and loading them up and stuff. So, and I have to go to town anyway, so I just take mine into the post office.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Yeah.
Right, but
that's like me, I mean, me or Gary goes by the post office every day, so it's not a big deal to have them take them in, So that's why I haven't raised Cain with Poplar, but yeah, if I had to totally depend on the Poplar post office, I'd be raising some Cain.
Yeah, I mean, what if you didn't have a working vehicle? you know, would you, I mean, I would depend on the Postal Service to do their job, pick up the packages, especially if, whenever you have a lot of packages, you take them in or whatever. If you say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a working vehicle right now. Can you pick these up from me? I'm sure they probably wouldn't have a problem with it. As long as they were halfway decent.
A lot of packages, I think you gotta have don't you? I never did. You have to do that pickup order or whatever. If
Yeah,
you
you have to do a pickup.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that.
Right, and I don't either. I just have a agreement with the post office and with my mailman. But
if I have my flag up, he knows to come to my porch.
Right. Exactly.
That's if there's nothing in my mailbox and I have the flag up, that's when he comes to my porch. So that's not hard to do. You just have to talk to your postal person, but they need to be doing their job.
What is the matter with you here? Why are you so needy? Can I ask you that?
And I asked my mail guy if me printing out a pickup or saying how many packages I have or whatever, if that would help him out, because somebody said one time, it helps him out if, I think it was Dusty. He said that his postal person said if they know how many packages they're picking up or whatever, they're allotted for a longer amount of time or something, so it helps them. My postal service person said that it didn't matter and that I didn't need to do that. So I was like, well, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure, with you that, I wasn't screwing you out of some time or something,
Oh my God, those are cool.
Well, look, it's on.
Oh yeah. Oh, let me see one. Is that it's a little tiny microphone?
I think if you have to schedule a pickup, it shouldn't be a big deal, especially if you live in a very busy area or whatever. So that they can, have their allotted amount of time or whatever to do all of their stuff. But, and so, if it's a thing, if it's a rule, that you have to have a scheduled pickup, then, not a big deal.
Well,
Summer said that she had over 30 to scan and had to wait until there was no line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah.
You are way too nice, Summer. Oh, my God. Give me your zip code. I'm calling. You need to give me your zip code.
There is no reason for that.
Oh, my God.
To basically punish you because you have packages.
Nope. You are just as important as everybody else.
That's
oh, my
right.
God.
You're standing in line. You're the next in line. Yeah.
I think we need to get some postal.
They don't have to enter it in. Oh, baloney. Oh, my God. Summer, what is your zip code?
I think we need to start a party postal line or something. To start calling around to these post offices and complaining.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
That just irritates me.
Well, I will say this: postal employees, they're a lot like the DMV. Because before we went to our post office, we said, "Do you want us to take these to the back door? Because we bring in a lot of packages."
No. They scolded me. She said, "Oh, Jim Carrey's here," and she goes, "Oh." She yells at the postmaster. She goes, "Jim Carrey's here." The postmaster lady comes out. She goes, I need to talk to you. Oh, we're here by the side door. She's like, "Oh, angry." I'm like, okay. Because, yes, I did. You're right. I did ask
He had asked a year earlier. And they're like, "Oh, no, no."
So,
and every time we came in, I'll just say this, they'd give us this scowly look because we'd have this mountain of packages up on their counter. We'd just keep hauling them in,
So she takes me to the side door to the Dutch door and says, "Hey, I can't have you bringing in all these things. You come back here with me. I'm going to show you how we do this, so we don't jack up our counter area." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So she says, "You're going to push this button. Somebody's going to come to the door, and then they're going to give you a cart, and you're going to bring your stuff in that way." I'm like, "Yeah, all right. You know, cool. And that's why I've been doing it. Man, it's a
Yeah, but when we would take it to the counter, because they always have this line of people buying postage or whatever, we just go to the other empty part, start stacking them up. They always have this like shitty look on their face. You know, they're just like, "Arr." Like I'm like, Jesus Christ, ever some people so pissed about having to do their damn job.
And she's like, you know,
now
like,
they're super nice. Now that we go to the back door, they're super easygoing.
yeah, and now and at that day, you know, she's all like, I was gonna give her a big fight over it. I'm like, oh lady, I'm about ready to kiss your foot, you know? Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I like standing there trying to manage 30 packages.
Do you
in
have
this
like
line.
other customers giving you a dirty look, like you're skipping them
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
and there's always
you know?
a line of 10 people, you know, that you're trying to get around.
That's the thing, though. Like they were able to accommodate to where you know you guys can be able to do your thing and get your stuff done, and they can still do their job, you know, and not have, you know, a line at the counter, or, you know, hold up a line at the counter or whatever. You know, the people in the back can, you know, can do your packages and you could be done.
I will say this though, I don't stand there while they scan it. I mean, I drop off the cart and I leave, but I've never had a problem with like late scans or anything. They always scan them.
Yeah, they always scan them within an hour. So,
yeah, but I mean, I don't stand there and wait for them to scan.
Right. Yeah, and as long as you don't have a problem, I don't see why you should.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, at the Superior Post
They would
Office.
probably get poopy. If I was back there like waiting while they scan 30 packages, then they would probably get owly with me, but they've been pretty good. So
It's like the Department of Motor Vehicles. It's pretty tough to push them around. I mean, like Nikki said, you can go over their head and, you know, put some. I mean, they know they're not going to get fired.
Workers, they ain't going to get fired.
Worst case, they're going to get transferred.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
I'm pretty sure that I could use up enough of their time to where they'd get sick of me.
No, but if you go over their head, if you
Hey,
go
I've
over
done
their
this
head,
before.
somebody will come down on them and tell them they need to start doing their damn job. Because that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Hi, Deb. That's what happened in Poplar here, because they were not scanning them until the end of the day, and then I went in there the one day and I was like, "Can you please scan them as usual?" Like I always had to ask them, practically beg them to do their job. And she's like, "Oh yeah, we have to scan them as soon as we touch them because one of you eBay sellers turned us in." Good.
Was it?
Now you have to do your freaking job. That is good news. It's about time.
You know
You're
what?
messing around with our business. And
You turned them in. You know?
I
was
did
you,
it.
wasn't
No, it wasn't me. Somebody else did. Because normally I don't go to that post office, so I really didn't care that much.
Yeah.
You know, because I go to Superior and Duluth. But yeah, I mean, somebody else turned them in. I know there's quite a few eBay sellers actually in this area, and but yeah, it's finally they do their job. Now every time it goes in there, it gets scanned.
Oh,
So that's what I say. You just got to go over their head and go up as far as you possibly can. I know it's a pain in the butt to have to sit and wait on the phone and everything else, but eventually, I mean, we can't just accept what they're saying because we are spending a lot of freaking money there.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reason why anybody should have to sit in a line and wait till the whole line has gone through to get their packages scanned. You already paid the money.
Yeah. You're a paying customer just like they are.
Exactly.
If
It's not
not
like
even
you're getting
more.
free shipping. It's not like you're getting free shipping and everything. You know, there is one guy who does a lot of overseas shipments, and he goes in and does them at the counter. And there's been times where there's a big long line. He'll say, "I'll just wait until after these people have gone through to do mine because his takes so much time."
Yeah.
But that's just because he does that. He wants to be nice to other people. But they're like, "You don't have to do that." You know, people have to wait their turn, you know, and he's like, "No, I'll just step in the back of the line. It's fine. No big deal, you know." And that's fine if you want to do that, but you know, there's a lot of times when I don't have time to sit and wait for their silly funny business. You know?
Yeah, and you shouldn't be made to wait.
Exactly.
It should be
Especially
something that
since
you
you've already
want to
got
do.
it prepaid. Your shit's going to take the least amount of time than everybody else in that damn line.
Yeah.
Because all they have to do is scan it.
Yeah, especially if you know that there's, you're seasoned at this, you know what you're doing. If you're not a, brand new seller, you pretty much know how to do your shipping, and you know that they're going to go right through. So why would there be a problem?
Well, that's their problem. They're only getting a portion if it's prepaid. That's their business. Oh God! But still, the post office is getting the freaking money.
Mm-hmm.
Now I will say this: one time we took a package to a different post office. We live in Eagle River. We'd taken it to St. Germain because we left early in the morning, so we could. Eagle River wasn't open. She took a different pro. He goes, "I'll take it this one time." He goes, "But we don't take packages that are out of our zip code because then we don't get credit for them." I'm like, "What? I thought you were the post office. You got to take them." But anyway, be kind of a stink about taking a package that was from a different zip code.
Yeah.
If I think, I don't know. Summer says, well, she goes, hiding from Nikki as I say this. Was explained they only get a portion. It's prepaid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what? They're still getting a fair portion, I'm sure.
Well, and the thing of it is, that's what helps them be able to keep more employees and stuff, because it's the volume that goes through that post office where it determines how many hours they're open, how many employees they get to have to man that post office and stuff like that. So, I mean, yes, for job security, they should be happy they're getting that many packages to come through.
Well, that would be like me working at a gas station and saying, okay, you person who's just buying a pack of gum, you have to go to the back of the line because these people that filled up their trucks with gas get paid more money, so they're going to get ahead of you. Bullshit. Bullshit. Or like the person at the grocery store who's got like a whole 2 carts full of groceries. Make them stand in the back of the line so you can ring up the people that got 5 or 6. Bull.
Yeah.
No, it's not right.
I won't share what place it was that I was calling, but I was calling and nobody was getting back to me on any of the messages that I left. So I would call and there would just be this voicemail that picked up every single time. So what I did was, as soon as the voicemail picked up, I would hang up and call right back. Well, I did that 37 times, and finally they answered the phone and they said, "Ma'am, why are you calling?" And I said, "Because nobody's picking up." Obviously this is the way I have to get you guys' attention. I mean, they just underestimate people a lot. So if you take the time to call and call and call some more, they're going to get sick of your ass. Yeah. And they're going to deal with you, and it might not be too pretty, but you know what? They will find out who they're messing with. If you keep them on their toes and keep them on the phone, they're not going to like you very much, and they're going to deal with you.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like they can say, "Oh, you're we're not dealing with you anymore. We're not picking up your mail." They're not going to say that.
Yeah.
I'm leaving that bedroom door shut because I got rubber antennas.
That is total BS. All of it. And for you guys to take it, oh man, I'd be calling, boy. You guys got a hell of a lot more patience than I do. Because there's, that's just saying that everybody else's time is more important than mine.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what? My time is just as important as anybody else's. Because there's a lot of times when I'm in town and I got to get through my stuff. I've got a lot of stuff to do. And I run a business. Bullshit. My time is just as important as anybody else's.
There's something out of space shuttle.
Oh boy.
And then I'm one of those people at the grocery store. If I've got like a cartload full of stuff and somebody comes up behind me that's only got 2 items, I'll let them go ahead of me.
Heck yeah.
So I'm polite. I mean,
do as a courtesy.
Even though I'm just as important as they are, I'm polite. I'll let them go ahead. Now, if 6 people behind me only have 2 items, no, I'm not going to do that. You know, because then it becomes, well, wait a minute now. You know, when is my turn? You
Go
know?
to the
Right.
express
Right.
line.
But yeah, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. Horrible customer service.
Well, it's the government. When do you ever think you get good customer service from the government?
Well, it's bullshit though, because you pay
Oh,
for
I'm
that
just
service.
telling you. Notoriously, anytime you have to deal with this kind of thing with a government agency, do you expect to get good customer service?
Yeah,
No.
I do. Anywhere
The
I
government.
spend my money, I
It
demand
doesn't
good
matter.
customer service.
It's the government. They're not gonna be polite, or it's not like a store you go to.
That's right, Hank. If you can find it in writing that the post office is not required to scan anything, I can take that to eBay and that will help my case. Yeah.
Oh my God, Summer, I love you so much. You are so nice. You are so nice. She said, but they are scanning mine and giving me a receipt. Others are being told 5 package limit for scanning. So I really can't complain. Yes, you can, because it's their job.
I would.
It's their job to scan every single package that comes into their place. They have to scan it. It's their rules.
They're taking advantage of you guys, and they're you know, they're basically they're just making up rules.
Summer, can I please have your zip code?
What you need to do is, okay, I'm gonna go right now. I'm gonna go look on the USPS website and see if I can find anything that says that they only have to scan packages if they have 5 or more. I suggest that you do the same. If you can, okay, that came from USPS information. Okay, so that it's in writing somewhere.
What is?
Well, that's what Frankie's Vine says.
No, I what did she say? What is in words?
She's saying that when the item is delivered or delivery is attempted or picked up by the recipient or the recipient's agent, that came from USPS information. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to look, because if you can find that in writing, then, you know, that's something.
If they're not supposed to scan, then what in the hell is the point in a tracking system?
Right.
True.
It has to be a rule. Why would they implement this and spend millions of dollars on a tracking system and not have to use it?
I'll be right back. I got a call.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I remember back in the day when not all the small post office had scanners. That made sense because they didn't have scanners, so they couldn't scan it in, so it wouldn't get scanned till it got to the next place. That's understandable. But if they have scanners, and I have to believe most of yours do, I mean, my little post office here, like I said, in Poplar has a scanner, and Superior, Duluth has scanners. Duluth is only 86,000 people, and Superior's about probably, well, a little less than that. And they all have scanners. So you can't tell me that they don't have scanners to do it. I mean, yeah, that cut it back when they didn't all have scanners, but they all have them now. My post office in Superior, the one in Superior, They were, even one day when I had problems with my labels, and they were fuzzy. And it was the first time I was on Dwayne's auction show. I had all those packages, which at the time was what we used to do, like 15 to 20 items. So I had all those packages to send out, and I had to send out all my eBay packages. And that day, my printer, my new printer, it was the labels were fuzzy, and they had to enter them all in by hand. Well, I ended up just dropping them off. I didn't realize this. I never noticed that the labels were fuzzy. Anyways, the next day I came in. Actually, it was 3 days after that I came in, and they're like, "Hey, all your packages that you've been bringing in have been fuzzy. We've had to enter them in by hand." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And they're like, no, it's no big deal. We just wanted to let you know so you could fix it. She says, "We didn't care, but, it was a little irritating to us, but no big deal, because we know you do so much business with us. But down the line, they have to be entered in every single time they hit a post office." I mean...
Oh, can I ask you this?
So then I fixed the problem, but they still did it. They still, those things were still entered in by hand, even though I made them. Oops, you know what I mean?
All right, now I want to ask you a question. So, let's say the Poplar post office that you said was kind of being shitty. Before, did they have like my Eagle River office does this, where they have a bin for all pre-bought labels that you put in that bin? They don't scan them at the counter, but they get scanned by the end of the day. Did that post office have something like that? And then that's why they were getting poopy about scanning it at the counter?
No, they didn't. But Superior does. Duluth does.
Mine
does. You can set that. They have a counter that you can stack them up on.
Mine,
Superior,
they have like this Dutch door that they put one of their buggies by, and then you put them in the buggy. Now, do they get scanned? They get scanned when the buggy gets filled. But I will say, and I'm not saying this for all post offices, my post office, they always get scanned before they leave. So they might get scanned at 3:30 in the afternoon, but they do get scanned before they leave.
And that's fine. And that, see, Duluth and Superior, I'll put mine in the bin because I know they will be scanned. But see, Poplar, when I was doing it at Poplar, they weren't scanning them. They were saying, "Yeah, we'll scan them at the end of the day." They weren't getting scanned. So that's why I started getting on their ass. But now Superior and Duluth, I put mine there and leave them, and don't worry about it, because I know before they leave there, they're going to be scanned. I don't care when they scan them, as long as they are scanning them before they leave.
No, I just asked. I mean, and I'm not taking any side or anything. I just asked because I looked it up on the internet, and they do say that sometimes some post offices will get poopy if they have that bin where you put prepaid labeled stuff. If you take it up to the counter to have it get scanned, then they get kind of owly over that.
Yeah.
Thing I asked. What do you think this part is? Because it ain't on Parch Tree.
When I used to go retail and I had to purchase my postage, and I'd bring in piles and piles of packages, they never had an issue, and they had to do it all retail. I just...
Is it with starter drive things?
I don't know.
And that number don't bring it.
And not on Parch Tree. I'll Google the number once.
Yeah, it looks like a retainer for the tip of a Bendix starter.
But it's probably worth like that much, so you can't find it cause it.
I'll scan it when I want to scan it. I work for the United States of America.
Yeah, you can't fire me. What the hell?
We had a couple guys come to the fire hauler talking to us about brush fires, and one guy's from
what does this have to do with the post office?
Well, wait, one guy's from the Department of Natural Resources, but then the other guy's from the Forestry Department. And I asked the guy from the forestry department, I said, well, what if the state says something about whatever? And he looks at me and goes, the state of what? I said, well, the state of Wisconsin. He goes, I don't work for the state of Wisconsin. I work for the United States of America. I'm like, okay. Because he's U.S. Forest Service. I don't care what your little state says. I work for the United States of America. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Postal Service is always complaining that they don't have enough money coming in. Well, because people are sick of shit.
Who does? They have a lot of pensions they have to pay too.
Yeah.
Tell you, Nikki, I don't have enough money coming in either.
Exactly.
I need a month that lasts 15 more days.
Yeah. Exactly. I hate February because there's so many less days. It's like, oh damn, the mortgage came faster this month.
Yep. Yeah, I need about 15 extra days every month to pay my bills.
Doesn't it seem like that though? February is like, oh my god, now I gotta pay March's. I just paid my mortgage.
Yeah.
And it feels like I'm paying it again, you know. Just those 2 extra
and when
days
you live in Antarctica,
make a difference.
you know, it's harder to make money, you know, that month of the year.
Yeah.
And you have greater expenses because your
And I
furnace
didn't.
all
Well,
the time.
yeah, and honestly, I didn't list as good as I did it. I should have in
Well,
January.
it's
I
harder because
slacked
look
off.
good on auctions. So.
Yeah.
So that thing Frankie posted, it said undefined. I never got to see what it was. What was it say? What was she saying it was saying?
Yeah, I didn't get through either.
Oh.
So it was I don't want to say it was a dead link, but it didn't go to anything.
Yeah.
They just said undefined.
Yeah, I went to the USPS post page, but it said undefined on it.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to read the chat. Damn it! Oh, my head hurts so bad. The problem is, and I know I might get a little grief about this. The problem is they're all union employees, and most, not all, most.
I was gonna say,
employees.
Nikki, you're starting to sound a little bit like a Republican there.
Most union employees have that attitude where they don't need to work that hard.
No, I think that's a government thing. When you have unionized workers in government, that doesn't even make sense, because what a union is there to protect the workers. When you work for the government, what is a union need to protect you from?
Yeah. They need protection most out of anybody working for the government. I mean, the government's so dang corrupt that.
Yeah, but you always get a better living wage than somebody in the private sector, typically.
Well, not always.
Mr. Sadie, he says, Nikki, just tell them you know me and throw a couple of hellfires in there, and they'll change their attitude, friend.
Yeah. I'm not the one with the issue. It's all these other guys that have the issue. I've taken care of my issues.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem. I just take my packages to the counter, they scan them in, I walk out with my receipt. Happy days.
And it's the Superior Post Office that told me that every package that comes into their post office has to be scanned.
Yep.
No matter what. And I'm sure when eBay made all these things with the Postal Service and, you know, made this partnership with the Postal Service, I'm sure eBay said, hey, our people need their stuff scanned, so you have to do it. You know, I'm sure that was part of the thing that they had to have the stuff scanned.
I agree with you on that one, but I don't think even eBay, as powerful as eBay is, I don't think they can control the U.S. government.
I'm just saying, you know, it's probably in their contract, though, with eBay that all their packages need to be scanned.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it.
Yep.
Yeah, well, they're going to be like, whatever.
Especially since eBay put this rule in effect. You know?
You could say, well, you could go to FedEx or UPS, but in the end, a lot of stuff we ship, the Postal Service is the only game in town. So you're just gonna be like, well,
No.
that's what it is.
You can go above their head,
But
call and call and call. That's the only way things will change. Is if it's just like if you don't agree with the laws and stuff, you have to go above everybody's head. You have to keep going as high as you can, and eventually things will change. It ain't going to change overnight, but eventually it will. And Summer, you are so sweet. I don't think any less of you. You are so kind and sweet to put up with that. I personally wouldn't. I'd probably have a bitch fit every time I went in there. I'd probably flip tits, but I guess you're a better person than I am. But she's a mother, a family, has a family. Her time is just as important as the next person. So to make her sit there and stand there and wait, that is total BS. Especially if it's just scanning, because scanning just takes a few seconds. Play leapfrog until you get to the top. That's right, Deb.
oh shoot,
What's wrong?
I forgot to put the quantity.
Oh, wait.
Oh, when you ship that My Little Pony thing, make sure that the quantity left is only one, because that's all we have left.
Okay. My little brony.
It was such a pain in the butt with links. It's still not working, Frankie's finds. Well, maybe if I switch to Chrome, maybe it'll work.
Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh.
Hit back. What do you mean? Oh, hit back, she said. Okay, hot topics. There we go. All right, so what am I looking for? USPS tracking general information.
Where the hell did Jessica go? I wanted to wish her happy birthday.
I don't know.
She left us. Well, if you're listening, Jessica, happy birthday.
Go to tracking. USPS tracking.
I can't even find these on the image search. I'm assuming there's some kind of washer or something for electrical.
Oh. They don't have a part?
Yeah, part number. I look it up. I can't find it.
How many of those parts do you have?
All right. Yeah, I don't even know what the hell they're called.
And you got talent.
I wanted to stay on until see what Sally found out.
I just I had to send an email.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going through customer service and I kind of got locked in a spot to where it was like I had to provide a tracking number or whatever, and I didn't really want to use any of my tracking numbers.
Right.
But I will if they don't get back to me. I figure I can send an email and see if they can get back to me, you know, in a reasonable time. If they don't, then I'll be calling you back.
Yeah.
Small business department is what I spoke to. Okay.
Well, yeah, it clearly states right here. Right at the beginning, USPS tracking is the only USPS mechanism that provides end-to-end item tracking and is automatically included with all USPS domestic shipping products, except commercial, blah, 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 parcels. For USPS marketing and mail parcels, the tracking feature can be added extra service. That I just read the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Your trackable item is scanned several times throughout the mail stream, starting with acceptance at the postal facility, and finally when the item is delivered or delivery is attempted, or picked up by the recipient or the recipient's agent, aka postman, mailman. With the tracking number, you can check the delivery progress online by phone or text. You can also sign up online for a mobile device to receive tracking notification, blah, blah, blah. Right there it says it.
Yep.
Acceptance it's supposed to be scanned starting with the acceptance at the postal facility. Print that out, Summer, and say bam when you go there. For Hank. Summer gets her scan, she just has to wait for it.
Yeah, and acceptance of postal facility means right at our door too.
Yes.
Because that's changing hands from our hands to theirs.
And that's what it said in the recipient's agent. By the recipient or the recipient's agent. Yep. Meaning the postman. Yep. And if all the little postmen out there have little scanners, you can't tell me the post office that they bring it to don't have scanners.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, we have 150 people in our town, and my post office has a scanner, my mailman has a scanner, and yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to go above somebody's head. You got to keep going to the top because eventually somebody is going to be getting ticked off that the USPS spent all this money on this scanning stuff and
they're not using it.
And they're not using it. So somebody along the lines on the way up to the top is going to get ticked off enough to do something about it.
Hank says, "Oh yeah, Nikki, the small business USPS lady told me it's a big problem."
That what's a big problem? They're not scanning?
Yeah.
No. It's total BS. It's just people not wanting to do their damn job.
Yep.
Even at my post office, if I go up there and I'm trying to ship a package, say international or something, and it needs to have paperwork filled out, they will give me the paperwork and they'll tell me, when you get this paperwork filled up, if a counter opens, you just come right back up and we'll take care of you. You don't have to go back and stand in line.
Right.
No, I don't subscribe to Red. Well, I've eaten almost this whole bag of Cheetos and I haven't gotten shit.
Oh gosh.
I had one last night. So yeah, that Tomahawk War Club one last night.
One that looked like a poodle?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I I have this one. This one to me looks like a whale.
Oh, there you go. It's all in the mind of the holder, you know, it's subjective.
I had a whole
I don't
bag.
know if you can see it.
Every single one in the bag was shaped like a penis. I threw it away.
Doesn't that look like a whale?
Mother's Mustache says, Hank, email Griff at ebay.com.
Yeah.
He will be able to help on eBay side. This should be attacked from both sides. I agree. eBay needs an agreement with the post office.
Well, I would imagine that they have one.
Well, there must be some kind of split, though, with eBay and the post office. Because you remember you used to get those priority boxes that said they were an eBay partner. You could order your priority supplies right through eBay, your priority mail supplies, and then they quit doing that where you had to order them from the post office. They must have had a little bit of a split there.
Oh, no, me, Sadie, don't, Mr. Sadie, don't ask about FedEx. Poor Nick, you'll have a heart attack if you knew that I have to go to my mail section. You have to go to FedEx to pick up your stuff?
Somehow, I have a Canadian flag on my shit.
Well, then you're on Canadian eBay.
Yeah.
Were you doing
That's what happened to Jessica yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
And whenever you look, like, it's in my store. So, like, whenever you look at my prices, it has money, like US money, and then Canada money.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, this ain't gonna work. This is not gonna work.
It's funny, Jessica had that happen yesterday. I wonder if there's a glitch.
I didn't do anything, so I don't know what's going on.
So why is the drop off of FedEx package a fight?
There's some issues going on.
There's definitely some issues going on.
Oh my gosh. So I normally just pay for the priority cost in order to avoid the fight, because some days I'm just not in the mood.
Oh, Jesus.
There is no reason. I mean, if it's FedEx, you need to be taking it to a FedEx drop off. You know.
I was just coming to find you.
Oh, shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up.
Now, there is a flaw in FedEx's system as far as all FedExes are a different entity. Like, if you go and you take let's say your tiles that you're sending out, that you were going to send out FedEx, you wouldn't be able to drop those off at a FedEx freight place. As well as I wouldn't be able to send something FedEx freight through and drop it off at the other FedEx office, the FedEx ground office. I think that's a flaw in FedEx's system. I think you should be able to drop it off at any FedEx location. But yeah, FedEx is very particular about you should be able to get receipts from them and stuff. That shouldn't be a fight. I don't understand that.
So she says Summer says the one big one is I have is they will ask what's in the package. I'll say it's an online item, and they will not accept it until I tell them exactly what's in there. I'm sorry, I'm not telling you.
Well, that's a safety thing. Because if there's going to be a terror, they worry about terrorist attacks and stuff like that.
Is that at the post office or FedEx, or they're asking what's in?
That's FedEx.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't. I drop off at a thing that's called Postal Express, where FedEx comes and picks up.
Yeah.
Because actually, I have a FedEx hub that's maybe like 2 miles from my house, but they don't take packages. I can't drop anything off there.
Oh, the post office. If you drop it off directly, they'll ask you a bunch of questions like, "Is it liquid, flammable?" Blah blah blah.
Right.
But nobody asks because I roll it in a cart. I mean, it's a big bulk shipment.
How do I get this Canada flag off my shit?
Go to eBay.com.
You gotta go to your login, right?
Yeah, you must be on eBay CA.
You gotta go to your log out, and then log back in.
Yeah, if you get into FedEx that's in bigger cities, their security is a lot bigger, which is cool because, you know, at least hopefully then they'll shake it and it moves. They won't accept it.
I'd find another place to drop off at.
Well, they're protecting themselves too, but
well, yeah, I understand that, but I understand that. I just think I would find a FedEx drop off.
Yeah.
That way
you can drop them off at Walgreens. All Walgreens takes them.
Oh, and that's wrong too, Mr. Sadie. FedEx is supposed to scan it as it comes in too. FedEx is huge about scanning. I know that for a fact. Any entity that you go to in FedEx is huge about scanning. That is BS. You tell them I sent you. It's like you told me to tell them I sent you.
Oh my gosh. The Trump Cheeto sold to a lady in Arizona. She paid
FedEx drop off,
and sending it to Chicago or to Arizona.
Way to go, Dan.
Very good. Yay. How much did you sell it for?
That's right. You tell them, Mr. Sadie.
How far? That's right.
No, at FedEx, I know for a fact that FedEx, you cannot get away with that. They have to scan.
$25.99 for a Cheeto.
Wow. Way to go.
What's it shaped like?
Trump.
Oh.
How much do you think I can get for my whale Cheeto? Are there any whales that are trending right now?
Say your Cheeto looks like Trump laying down.
There you go. With a boner. Trump laying down with a boner because it's got the fin.
Maybe that's his hair. It's up by his head.
I'm not eating that Cheeto.
That's right. And it says he's making America great.
Yeah.
One Cheeto at a time.
Oh,
one Cheeto at a time.
All I'm saying.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Good topics today. I gotta get ready to go to the FedEx and drop my packages off. So I hope everybody has a great day. Get some work done. Probably have a listing challenge or party or something along those lines this afternoon or this evening. So we'll see you all later.
Give them hell, Hank.
That's right. Give them hell.
Yes.